This is Sean,
This is Kevin.
and this is the one other thing. And my God, Kevin, episode 25 already. They're
Oh
going
my
like water
God.
now.
I know.
It's absolutely crazy. But anyway, it's Thursday, so welcome one and all. Welcome to all our tutors and anybody just joining us. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you with us. And
Thank you.
as usual, we have a variety of nothing to talk about, and we are going to kind of jump right into it, I think.
We're going to commence about talking about nothing.
Pretty much, I'll commit to the "What are you" section, and I'm going to try real hard to remember what contact us section.
Yes.
And I'm really staring at the camera because I'm going to try really hard to do that this episode. It's not going to work, but I'll try to be cognizant that you're there. But either way, welcome to the show.
Yes.
So I missed you, buddy. It's been a week. We haven't seen each other since our last show.
Yeah, I know. It's been, a long time. And sometimes I forget what I need to tell you.
Absolutely.
And then I'm like, I got to tell Sean. And I'm like, I can't. I got to wait till next week to tell you.
Yep.
So
Exactly. Things get delayed.
Yeah, delayed. Yeah, like I was telling you before we started, the Regal Cinemas around here, or actually nationwide, are
I was going to say I skimmed the article. I didn't read it, but so they're closing.
basically, they're blaming Andrew Cuomo for his rules. So I didn't see what the rules were, other than don't get people sick. But yeah, they said they're closing the doors. Then all the major movie companies said, "Oh yeah, we're not releasing our movies this year." So there's a whole bunch of movies that, like, including Dune, we're waiting for in December. They're like, 2021 later that year.
I don't know if I did it on air or not, but I entirely called that it wasn't coming out in before Christmas.
That's fine. Maybe we'll get lucky, and it'll be one of those things where if it gets delayed a year, because it was only going to be the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe, or the book, sorry, the first half of the book, then maybe they'll have time to do the second half, and then they can release it subsequently.
Okay.
One after the other. I'll be okay with that.
Probably not, but
Yeah.
it's wishful thinking. I like it.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's so is that official or is that just a threat?
No, it's official.
Okay. So
Yeah, it's
when
official.
did they close?
I think they're closed.
Well, they're closed now. Anyway,
They're closed
right?
now, yeah.
So,
but-
they just don't reopen.
yeah, they're not going to reopen.
So
They
what do you put in there?
I don't know.
New theater company, I presume.
Yeah, I suppose.
Somebody will
Shame.
come along and do it, right?
I would assume so at some point, but I don't know. We're going to start getting used to just downloading and watching whatever we want if they're not careful.
I think we already are. I mean, at this point, though, I think everybody's anxious to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I said a couple shows back, I went and got my oil changed. I was like, "Ooh, I'm going somewhere."
Yeah. Woo.
Got an event. But that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, not for nothing, there is in fact a virus. We're in the midst of a pandemic.
We are.
It travels through the air. It is not safe to be in confined quarters with other people.
Yeah.
It's just not. Not to mention, for the vast majority of what Hollywood puts out, would you really want to die for that crap? I mean, seriously.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So it's, like a Shawshank. I might risk it for a Shawshank. A Godfather for sure. Yeah, I'll risk it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what if you end up watching like a Garfield?
Yeah. Or Ghoulies 3. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Is that worth
Yeah.
it really? I mean, is
Yeah.
it worth risking your
No,
life?
if it's Ghoulies 1, that's a different story. That was a classic.
That is awesome.
Have you ever seen Ghoulies?
I know of Ghoulies. I believe I have actually. Yeah, they lived in the toilets, did they not?
Well, that's the box art.
Yeah, okay.
So it didn't really live in the toilet. Just the box art with the ghoulie coming out of the
At
toilet.
Yeah,
It just, so it bit one person in the ass.
it happens.
So, yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's mostly about devil worship and stuff.
Liquid Plumber will get rid of those
That's
Ghoulies every
true.
time. It just
Every
cuts right
time.
through Ghoulies.
Yeah. Have you tried flushing? So
That's awesome. That'll work too.
yeah, I know.
That's funny. Well, let's jump right into that because I mean,
Yes.
what is there to say about Regal other than I don't know if I care though.
Yeah, I mean, I only care because I wanted to see Dune, and I knew I wasn't going to see it in the theater anyway. So.
Oh yeah, that's a bummer. But I
Yeah.
mean, Regal themselves closing. Do I care?
No, it's just that whatever company comes out, they're not going to have the same cool intro.
Don't
Let's
care.
all go to the lobby.
I'll be
Let's-
honest.
no?
Shout out to Albany, New York. I go
Yeah.
to the Spectrum Theater whenever possible. Shout
Yeah.
out to the Spectrum.
Yeah.
I honestly don't go to theater to movies even before the pandemic. I don't even go. We used to go like twice a week. I'm not even
Yeah,
kidding.
but then who do you shush when you're home watching movies?
That's fantastic. That's great.
What are you in your own living room? You're gonna miss that.
That's
Yelling at people.
fantastic. I don't yell at people when I go to the theater.
Oh, okay.
Actually, my seat is the absolute back row in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
as far from everyone else as humanly possible.
so well, you know the story, but now I have to tell the story about how at one time, and the heading is, I ate Whoppers and it failed a blind taste test, and that's my heading.
I love this already. This sounds like a winner.
Yeah, so I went to the Spectrum, and I forget what movie my wife and I saw, but we were in the second row. The place could be empty sometimes, and a blind gentleman sat directly in front of us, and he kept leaning over and asked us what was going on in the movie through
You're
the
fucking
entire
kidding
movie.
me.
No, no,
I believe you have told me this story
yeah,
before, and I still am responding with you're fucking kidding me.
it's real. And he would ask me, "What's going on?" I'm like, and we got to the point where we just said nothing, nothing's going on. It's just people sitting there. So that got old. But then he started asking what I was eating, and I was like, I'm eating Whoppers, and he goes, "What are those?" And I believe Charlize said, you either love them or you really hate them. I go, yeah, they're malted chocolate balls, and some people just don't like the taste of malt.
Okay, yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But if you don't like malt, you will find this the most disgusting thing you ever ate. I
Nichols
understand
hates
that.
malt. Yeah, I love malt. It's fantastic.
So the blind guy asked for some Whoppers, and he put it in his mouth. And he goes, "I'm off the ladder."
You're so much nicer than me.
Yeah.
I would be like, oh my God, what is that over there? And then I would leave.
Yeah, but I have a story that it probably wasn't even a very good movie I was watching. Now I got this blind guy talking to me.
For the
and asking for
record,
my
actually,
Whoppers.
yeah, the worst part of that is I knew no such thing.
Yeah.
I probably would have
Yeah.
helped the dude,
Yeah.
Home. But
Yeah, he helped him all with his
I'd want to be the guy that was just like, hey,
Yeah.
and walked away.
But now I can say Whoppers failed a blind taste test. I think that's hilarious because it did.
The story would be even better if you happened to be watching The Invisible Man.
Oh, that would be cool. I don't see a thing on
Why
there.
did you come here?
Yeah,
Seriously.
I know. I wish I knew what movie it was. It's so long, many years ago, but it was at the Spectrum.
That is just fucked up. Like, I mean, I understand a blind person wanting to go and listen to, even the theater experience, wanting to listen to
Yes.
a movie. I completely get that, but it's
Yeah.
just asking complete strangers, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, and this movie didn't have a lot of dialogue in it. So unless you knew what was happening, you had no
Oh
idea.
my God. I would just be like, and he just took the idol, and now the lizard men are after
Yeah,
him?
I know. I could have been mean, but I'm that person now, but I wasn't back then.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I talk a great game. I'm entirely not that person.
Yeah.
I would just, it's funnier to say.
Yes.
And part of me wants to be that person, but
Yes.
that's not at all who I am.
That poor guy.
Yeah, my God, but
Yeah.
seriously, why? Why would you do that?
I don't know, but
just-
it's one of those things that we have a shared experience, my wife and I, and we just think it's hilarious to talk about.
Yeah, that is odd. That is definitely an odd one.
Yeah.
And this is, once again, I would never have this experience because
Yeah.
I sit in the back row in the corner. I got
Yeah.
one wall and I got Mickles protecting
Yeah.
me on the other side. I'm just shielded from humans.
Do you like Whoppers?
I love Whoppers.
See, but it's malted. You can see why people might not like it because there's a slight bitter aftertaste to it.
People just don't. Yeah, if people malt in general, I particularly malted vanilla milkshake. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things ever. But that is once again, you either love it or you're like, wow, you've
Yeah.
ruined this milkshake.
Yeah, I know. Take it back and shoot it.
That's awesome. But we talked about this a little bit before the show, but I want to say great work on changing our home page screen. I just happened to click on that the other day, and I was like, "Oh, look at that! It's all Halloweeny."
Yes, I decided to go with a really not very. It's the first image I really could find that was royalty free. But mostly, you can kind of scroll down and kind of see there's pumpkins down there, and I think there's a pumpkin king you can't see between that picture.
Yeah, you can kind of see them.
Yeah.
But I think that's neat, and like I said, you gave me a chance to say Halloweeny on the show, so
Halloweeny.
if nothing else, I'll take that.
Yes, I would say October is one of my favorite months. I think fall is way too short of a season.
I agree. I
in
love fall.
general, but I like the feeling. I like the having the cooler air. I like, the tea. It's an excuse to watch like the worst horror, scary movies because we kind of save them up. We have watched movies throughout the
I
year.
think that's adorable. I think it's great too.
Yeah, we kind of save them. Now we're watching things, and when we get to what you're doing, I'll tell you what we've been doing. But basically that's what we do. We just do all things Halloween for this entire month.
That's great.
And we kind of celebrate it, I guess, and it's even better because no children will come in the door this year.
I know that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's even better.
Yeah,
The candy's for me.
I used to always make the joke, and apparently it's inappropriate, but I would make the comment that I would sign up for the sex offender registry every year, so I didn't have to bother.
Yes. Yeah, children can't come here.
I said that once, and I can't remember where it was, and
Yeah.
a woman's like, "That's not something you sign up for,"
Oh, it isn't?
and I'm like, "Oh, really?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
boy,
Why, you need a link?
what did I pay $50 for?"
Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
all right.
Yeah.
Just yeah,
Yeah.
some people just have no
I would
sense
say,
of
how
humor.
would you know?
It's even better. But
Yeah.
yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, let me check the app to see if you're listed.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Halloween itself, I do not have plan on having kids whatsoever. It's just a choice Nichols and I made. It's
Yeah.
not a sad thing. If we ever change our mind, we can adopt. But yeah, don't see it happening.
No, because I want to play with this stuff. I don't want some kid getting in the way.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a child.
Yes.
Exactly. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, I would be a terrible father.
People have always made the argument, and this always bothers me because when you're unmarried, it's always when you're going to get married, when you're going to get married.
Yeah.
And don't try to tell people you're not getting married because it's too much for the brain for the most part, so they'll just reject it and be like, oh, well, we'll see, you're going to get married.
Yeah.
But, I finally get married, and then it's, oh, when are you having kids?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we're not going to have kids. Once again, wrench in the works.
Yeah.
Can't figure it out. And it's like, no, you're going to have kids.
Yeah.
I did have a friend, though, who said it so sincerely and so succinctly, and I rolled. I almost peed my pants because he said, well, I hope you fuck up. And I thought that was, I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I hope I don't, but
Yeah.
thank you for that. I get that
Yes.
sentiment.
Now I know I should be trying very hard to keep on this straight and narrow.
But people have always made the argument, when I say, well, we're not going to have kids, and they say, well, you'd be such a great parent. And it leads me to the thought that just because you might be great at something, or maybe you even are great at something, doesn't mean you should be doing it.
Yeah.
So I always say, I might be, right now, you could be near greatness. I might be the world's best bungee jumper. It's possible.
Yeah.
We're never going to fucking find out because I'm not doing that.
No. No.
But I could be the best at it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter, though. So the concept that you'd be a great parent, maybe so. Doubtful,
Yeah.
but maybe so.
Well, I'm really good at those spirographs. You remember those when you used to take a couple pieces of plastic that had like ridges around the side, and you pin them down, and you take a pencil and you turn it, and it would
Okay,
draw
yeah,
designs.
yeah.
I'm really good at that, but I don't want to do it the rest of my life.
That's fantastic.
That's my analogy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. That's some old school crap, by the way.
That's kind of it, though. It's selfishness. I
Yeah.
don't want to make the sacrifice, but I can polish it and I can feed it back to you as this world is overpopulated. I'm doing us all a favor.
Yeah.
Not to mention, have you met me? Seriously.
Yeah. Well, it also could be the thing where misery loves company, where they're miserable and they don't want to tell you that they are, and they're like, come to our side.
I think it's largely immortality.
Yeah.
Keep, and I understand it. I think it's instinctual. There was a time where, one, families were so big because of mortality rates.
Yeah.
You had so many kids because most of them weren't going to make it.
Yeah. Plus, you need somebody to work the fields.
Exactly. You're playing the odds. But, ooh, that was
was awesome.
crazy.
I can't even try to duplicate that.
I hope you can't. That was abrupt.
Yeah.
But
Squeaky.
that is fantastic.
We're professionals.
Drinking on air.
Yeah.
It turns out it doesn't have to be alcoholic for it to be a problem.
Yeah. Jeez. Maybe I need the sugar.
But where were we going? We're talking about mortality
Mortality
rates,
rate and kids working the fields.
Yeah, exactly. But I know where I was going with it. Having kids to keep the tribe, keep the species going.
Yeah.
You're not doing us any favors anymore. That's no longer a thing. Like, it's just not a reason to have children.
Yes.
So don't get me wrong. You want to have kids? Great, go for it. Kids are great.
Yeah. Other kids are great. Yes.
Other people's kids are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. I love to be able to. I'm like I'm just the bad uncle, basically. I'll buy your kid a drum set, give him a cappuccino, and send him home with a puppy. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I'm sending him home.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I don't think not having kids is really a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's just a personal choice. I don't think it warrants judgment one way or the other. I don't think you're doing us a favor by having kids, and I don't think it's a sin to have them. Likewise, for people that choose not to, I don't think it matters one way or the other.
Yeah.
But above all else, I think the moral here is just because you might be good at something
Yeah.
doesn't justify doing it.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So, you want to talk about movies and tonight?
Yeah, yeah. Because being Halloween themed, I would like to talk about movies that I think hold the test of time of when it comes to like I guess we can say the recommendations, but just what these movies we watched when we were kids, what they meant to us, and how much they scared us, and
Exactly. Well,
yeah,
I don't know if they're all. I can't say these are all recommendations, but ahead of the show, we were just kind of brainstorming and writing down movies that we grew up with.
yeah,
So, the first one though you said does hold the test of time, and I'm gonna have to watch this. But
yeah.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, Poltergeist. I mean, I can let's pause there for a little bit because Poltergeist, when that came out, I believe is 1982. Then when it came out, and I was what 7 years old,
Okay,
and my parents took me to see it in the theater.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, not
They took a
so.
7-year-old to see Poltergeist.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if they didn't know what it was about or they didn't care, but they took us to the movie. And movie, we didn't go to the movies a lot as a child either, so it was a big event. And because it's so traumatic for me, it sticks out. So,
Yeah,
because a lot of
that is
memories are
added without a
hazy.
doubt, but that's added value actually. I mean, in
Yeah,
hindsight. But don't get me wrong, you don't take your kid to you don't take a seven
yeah.
year old to see Poltergeist.
Yeah, I remember vividly there's a scene in the movie where this like blob, it was near the end of the movie too, where this blob started like pulling the kids back in the closet. So it was basically a giant
Oh,
mouth.
that's awesome. So you're never sleeping again.
And then all I remember is I crawled underneath my chair, start bawling my eyes out, and my parents had to drag me out of the theater.
That's awesome.
So that movie kind of has like a trigger me where my brain remembers being frightened
Yeah.
watching that movie. So, and now I watch it with a lot of respect because when I watch it, it's produced by Steven Spielberg. He wasn't really directing it, but he was kind of directing it because I forget what was going on back then. I think there was like a director's strike or something. He couldn't officially direct the movie, but he was there.
Okay.
But the movie just has the feel of the mid Steven Spielberg, early '80s, because he made this to be like a bookend to E.T. So they're in the same town. One was more about dreams. One
Oh,
was
I
about
didn't know that.
nightmares. Yeah, they're
Okay.
supposed to be
That's
back to.
interesting.
Yeah, they're supposed to be back to back movies to be watched.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah, you'll notice when you watch them, they have the same feel. The town feels like the exact same town. So there's similarities between the two movies. One has a happy ending. One, I guess, kind of a happy ending.
I still can't get over the fact that you were taken
Yeah,
to this at 7 years old.
seven
That is
years
so
old.
fucked up. Do not take your 7-year-old to see shit like that unless you want them to have a podcast one
Yeah,
day.
I know it really messed with me, but there's some well done scenes in the movie. I wouldn't say the movie's campy at all. Even the little had a little person that was like blessing
Oh,
the house.
all is well in the light, Carrie Ann.
Yeah,
I will remember that woman
yeah,
forever.
it's awesome.
She's like forever in my mind.
It still holds up.
Um,
And that scene where she goes to where she's explaining to the mother where they're trying to get Carol Ann back. And I haven't seen this movie in years, and I remember every scene of this movie. And she's trying to get Carolyn back, and he goes, to her, he's just another little boy or child.
mhm.
But to us, it is the beast.
That's
And I
fantastic.
just like, oh, that gives me chills even to the day. It's just something that's like the devil's in there. And it felt like when I was a kid, the real, and I believe in the devil. So I was like, this is the real devil being presented to me in this movie.
Whoa,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
scratching the record.
Yeah.
Fantastic, first of all.
Yeah.
So, do you believe in the devil right now?
Right this second? Yes, I do.
Okay, the devil as in Catholicism, as in the.
Oh, not the guilt stuff.
Well,
The
no,
more
I
like,
mean he was the favorite of angels, and then he rebelled and was cast from heaven, and
yeah, I believe
that kind of
I don't know if he's
devil.
represented as the devil, the horns, and Beelzebub and all that.
Yeah.
But I think there is pure evil somewhere,
Okay.
and I think it can take physical form.
Fascinating.
Yes,
I'm telling you, dude, I don't believe in shit.
I believe in a
Do
lot.
not believe a goddamn thing.
Yeah,
I want to though.
Yeah.
I'm trying real
yeah.
hard.
Trying real hard, Ringo. Trying real hard.
Trying
So,
real hard.
but can you blame me? If my parents, 7 years old, they basically I'm ingrained since I was a child, and I'm from the Midwest, that this stuff is real. I'm been trained my entire life to be fearful of this.
Oh, you know, I hear you.
And then my parents tortured me by taking
I'm not.
to
I
a movie about the devil.
I'm trying to commit to not mocking you for believing in the devil, but I
It's
can't.
you're allowed, yeah.
Can't commit to not mocking you about anything. But no,
Yeah.
you believe what you believe, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the beauty of belief. Prove you're right. Prove you're wrong.
Yeah.
You can't prove anything. No, that's why I'm envious.
Yeah.
Belief to me is great. You believe in something.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Believing in the devil is kind of a bummer, but
Yeah.
it's something.
Yeah.
it's, I find it fascinating. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
But
You
I don't
just
think
that.
he ever could take a physical form, though. I don't think he's not, to me, he's not a person with horns or tail. He, possesses people and makes them do evil things.
Okay. Do you believe in hell?
I'm not sure of a hell or more of like a limbo, or to me, if there is a hell, it'd be very much just you reliving the worst moments of your life over and over and over again for eternity,
To what end?
just for the amusement of the evil.
That's the part I don't understand. That I can't believe in a god, and ironically, I do believe in a
Yeah.
god. Now there's a
Yeah.
nice twist for you. I
Yeah.
do actually believe in a god, but boy, we're on a tangent here.
Mm.
It's just fascinating to me. Um,
Well, I think hell's what you make it.
well, yeah, I want to say it's Milton. I don't know who the hell it is, but there's a
Yeah.
quote that goes something to. I'm paraphrasing, but man
Yeah.
can make a paradise of hell and a hell of paradise.
Yeah. If you watched that Robin Williams movie, What Dreams May Come,
Yeah,
that
it's
was
a
written
fucking
by,
bummer. I
wasn't
can't.
it Richard Matheson wrote that? I
Was
forget,
it?
somebody famous that wrote that.
It
That
might
was,
be, but it's so fucking sad. I can't bring myself to read it.
oh,
Because the
yeah.
book's going to be even sadder, and
Yeah.
it's just so fucking
But
sad.
you can tell that her hell was something she made.
Hmm.
So that's the kind of what I envision hell is. It's something that you feel guilty, you did something so bad, and then you were stuck there forever.
And once again, I say to what end? Because I can't imagine a God that would permit such a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if God is love and God is teaching or God is knowledge, I don't know what the hell God
Yeah.
is. To me, God is a moving goalpost.
But there's rules.
God is that next question. It's the next answer basically.
Yeah.
Like there's always a limit to our knowledge, and God is right beyond that limit.
Yeah.
But 100 years from now, we're going to know more as a species. Well, don't worry, he'll move. And he'll just always be right beyond that. And I say he because I'm a dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Kevin Smith, so Alanis Morissette being God is
I
pretty
loved
awesome.
it, yeah, loved it. I think it was Howard Stern that said something to the effect of, "I hope God's a big homo, just for all the people that don't like gay people." And I'm like, you know what? I can get behind that
Yeah.
one too.
Oh, I'm
Um,
good with that.
I think that's fantastic. But yeah, it's to me, God is. I suppose God is love. God is. I don't know what God is, but whatever it is, it wouldn't allow such a thing. Because I
Yeah.
see no purpose to it.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah. But if that exists, then the opposite's supposed to exist too. I don't know, equal and opposite.
no, I hear you. I hear you. Um, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Maybe you go to hell and it's not that God sent you there, just that he couldn't keep you away from it because you put yourself there.
Well, I believe people can be evil, but I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day, I think everything's a choice.
Yeah. But like that movie, What Dreams May Come, it wasn't necessarily her fault, and it's not necessarily that God put her in that position. She kind of put herself in that position where she was in that hell.
Hmm.
So it's maybe the brain, even in death, she couldn't comprehend about what she did, and she was stuck there. So and God couldn't help her, or unless God sent her kids to help her.
Yeah, and see, that's where you start getting.
You got to see that movie. It's a screwed up movie.
Yeah, it's a bummer though. But
And I saw that
it's
as a kid. What year did that came out?
It's a great movie. Yeah, you probably
Yeah.
saw it when you were fucking 3 in the theater.
Probably knowing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the most depressing movies. The most depressing movie ever as a child? And they made my entire, I think it was like
Bambi?
second grade. Second grade. This is a true story. It's second grade. They made all of us in an entire school watch The Neverending Story, which is all fine and dandy until the horse gets killed in the in the Bog of Eternal Sadness, or the hell it's called.
Okay, I don't remember the movie well enough
Yeah.
to. I remember the
Yeah.
luck dragon.
Yeah, so Atreyu and his house, Falcor was a dragon, so Atreyu and his, I forget his name, of his horse. Yeah, but his horse it was in the sadness, the swamp of sadness, and the horse just died in front of him, just drowned.
Fantastic.
And you're
Not
like,
a good swimmer.
oh, well, I'd say that, it ruined a lot of people's childhoods.
Dude, I'm the one that watched Bambi. Like I
Oh,
can't to this
yeah.
day. I do not watch movies or shows with animals in them.
Mm.
Like you can kill a million human beings. I
Yeah.
couldn't give less of a shit. You
Yeah.
do not even look at that puppy funny.
Yeah.
Just don't even do it.
Mufasa.
So like Marley and me, I'm like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, dogs.
I'd be crying just thinking about it. I'm just
Yeah.
not going anywhere near that shit. But I'm the kid that for me, that was like Bambi.
Yeah, yeah.
I watched Bambi and kids are stupid. So like an hour and a half later, they're like, "Oh, Circle of Life, yay, cartoons!" And I'm
Yeah.
like, they just shot his fucking mom.
I know.
Like,
I know.
I know it was 60 minutes ago, but I
Yeah,
remember.
no, yeah. I remember, and I was one of those people. I remember watching Stripes, and Bill Murray was asking everybody who cried watching Old Yeller, who cried.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, I did, I did,
yeah, of
I
course.
did.
Yeah,
Cried.
fucking both.
Movies holds up. It's a good movie.
No, it's
Depressing as
yeah,
hell,
I wouldn't.
but
Yeah, it just no.
yeah,
It's a bummer.
yeah, it's a
It's
bummer.
not gonna make you happy.
No, no, it's not a happy movie, but
I'll give you a spoiler alert. Old Yeller doesn't fucking make it.
no, he doesn't. No, no, and he doesn't go out happy either. Not peaceful.
No, not good.
Yeah, that was a messed up movie.
Boy, we fucking digressed on that one.
I know what we're talking about.
Poltergeist.
Oh yeah, Poltergeist. Poltergeist.
Poltergeist and Old Yeller have
Yeah.
nothing in common.
I probably have seen Poltergeist 10, 15, 20 times.
Wow.
And the movie is well produced, so it doesn't feel, because sometimes you watch a movie in the 80s and it doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
But like movies like Goonies and Poltergeist and E.T. still are enjoyable.
Goonies still holds up.
Oh, Goonies is great. Even my nieces and nephews just watched it, like in the past 10 years and think it's great.
Yeah.
And Poltergeist and E.T., they both hold up. I recommend both of them. E.T. is a little more, has depressing scenes and it makes you cry there too, but it's not as bad as Old Yeller. If Old Yeller came back to life, then it would be great. But E.T. is better in that regard.
Old Yeller too. It's
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah, Old Yeller, yeah, it's much better. Yeah. But Poltergeist is, and I know Steven Spielberg, he's nuts. There's a pool scene in the movie where there's skeletons that pop up in the pool.
Oh yeah, and
And-
they said they've used real.
Yeah, he
skeletons.
believed, and he went to hospitals and got real skeletons, human skeletons. So knowing that's real human skeletons,
Yeah.
because he said nothing else would look right on camera. I'm like, yeah, he did, but he wasn't just that movie. He did in a bunch of movies. He did Indiana Jones. He used real human skulls for those scenes.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's probably cost efficient. And
Yeah.
I know people are probably going nuts, but I mean,
Yeah.
not for nothing. When you die, it's a vehicle, folks.
Yeah.
It's not you. This is just.
Yeah,
That's why I often say all city miles.
yeah, I know.
It's all city miles on this rig.
And the line is you move the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies. Him screaming at the realtor, just like, oh, it's that. I'm telling you, it holds up. And I still call him Coach because he was in
Yeah.
a TV series after that.
Yep.
I call it Coach. So the
Coach.
coach was yelling at him.
That's funny.
But yeah, the movie is well done, and yeah, I've seen it in the past like 2 years, and it's still fun to watch.
I'll add that, but horror movies are hard for me to watch for two reasons. One, they all suck, and two is
Yeah, but I like it for the fun of it.
I can't watch horror movies with Mickles. So I did start that Haunting of Hill House.
Hill House, yeah, it's on Netflix, right? Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
And it definitely is Netflix, yes. Because I made sure I signed onto my account too, not hers, so
Yeah.
that way it wasn't like watch horror romances.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's all you need. Yeah,
British era horrors.
yeah.
But the problem is and I know you said, oh, that's more supernatural. Mick would be
I
fine
thought it
with
was.
Mickles couldn't go anywhere near that.
Yeah.
Like, you lost her at Haunting.
Oh,
Like,
they're just ghosts. I don't know.
I got her to see The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which was a good
Yeah.
movie. I don't know if you ever saw that,
Yeah, I've
but
seen
I
that.
enjoyed that. That's probably as close as we're ever getting to a horror movie. Like, no, she doesn't do it.
Yeah.
And I don't push my luck because, like, she was afraid of roller coasters. And I said, have you ever been on a roller coaster? And she said, absolutely not. And I'm like, not for nothing. How do you know you're afraid of them?
Yeah.
And so opportunity presented itself one day, and we went on a roller coaster, and it consisted of her basically clawing my arm, eyes closed, didn't say a word, for the duration of the ride. Thank God roller coasters are only like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yeah,
And we got off, and she's like, I hate roller coasters. And I'm like, you know what? That's fair.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Now we know.
Yep.
for sure.
The point has been proven.
And knowing is half the battle. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, that's something
When
else.
she says, I hate horror movies, I've learned, I'm like, yep, yeah, you do.
Yeah. You don't even question now. Want to prove it? Want to watch Sixth Sense real quick or something? Yeah.
No. Sixth Sense she did watch.
Yeah.
Because remember, she's the, lover, and I normally put puzzle shit together and ruin it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this was the rare occasion where she said, most people don't survive a gunshot wound to the stomach.
Yeah, yeah,
And dare say we figured out Sixth Sense long before most people did.
yeah. Yeah, I was the person who didn't realize I was so in the movie is when the ring fell to the floor. That's the
and
moment I
you're like,
realized
"Oh."
it. Yeah, before he even panned to him, panicking, that the ring on the floor did it. I was
Yeah.
like, that's it. He's, that the whole time.
Yep, dead, dead the whole time, which has now become the legendary joke. If you're
Yep.
ruining something, he
Yeah.
is dead the whole
Dead
time.
the whole time.
But yeah, so we caught on to that pretty quickly.
Yep.
That was great. Well, we have a whole laundry list of movies here.
Yes.
And this we talked about before. It's funny to me. It's Hellraiser. I don't know if it was just. It was a fantastic story, I thought.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was scared by it, but I guess yeah, I was. It was scary. It was kind of creepy as fuck.
I think the second one
The second
was
one
more scary than the first.
terrified me. It was
I've-
terrifying. The second one.
I've rewatched the movies in the past like 10, 15 years from childhood. And Hellraiser 1, you can tell it was like they had a budget of like $5.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't mean it was a bad movie. It was
It
a
was
good
great
movie.
yeah.
But I think they had an unfortunate end sequence where they tried to throw some CGI in the end. That was kind of weird.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember the end of Hellraiser
It's
1.
been a long time.
They had some weird dragon creature that was like the homeless man they kept showing the whole movie, came and sprouted wings and grabbed the cube, the puzzle cube, and flew away.
Okay.
And it looked like, wow, that was really, I wish he did something different there.
Yeah. I don't even remember that, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, that's how the first movie ended.
It's fantastic.
With them taking the puzzle cube, which I was obsessed with getting one of those when I was a kid. I want one of those things.
Oh, that's
Not that
great.
I want to talk to the Cenobites and chat with them or anything. I just thought that it was a cool
I was
little.
going to say, so you can open up the gate to hell.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I mean,
know.
that was the thing. It was
Yeah.
the box itself. I think was a ruse.
Yeah.
The myth was that it would open a gate to either paradise or turn bad on you. But
Yeah.
I don't think it ever opened a gate to paradise. I think
Yeah.
that was the trick of it all.
Yeah.
Like no matter what you did, the Cenobites were going to come.
Well, it
and kick
depends
your ass.
who you are. You might consider this pain paradise.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think
Okay.
what it is, I think to some people it was paradise to be
Yeah.
tortured like that.
I got you. Yeah.
So
Second one was definitely scarier.
yeah, being in the maze kind of thing, and with the doctor chasing you, there was some.
The doctor was fucking
Yeah, the
great.
doctor was
He
awesome.
was terrifying. I
Yes.
mean, just he had this laugh that
Yeah.
would just go on longer than it should have, and it was
Yeah.
just disturbing.
And they pulled in that movie. They did the Godfather 2 moment where they go and show how the guy first became
Oh
Pinhead.
yeah. They go back. Yep,
Yeah,
and they
so-
show you how Pinhead became Pinhead.
Yeah, and I thought it was cool.
I thought it was
And,
fantastic.
yeah.
Love Pinhead. What a neat monster.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And the Cenobites were freaky, and he has stuff of nightmares when we're in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And I did enjoy it.
That was the problem I think with Hellraiser, and I think they realized it. Well, not a problem per se, but Pinhead was supposed to be the monster, but I think most of us were like, "God damn, that's cool." More than
Yeah.
anything, 'cause,
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, the dude has chains. Like he
Yeah.
just moves his hand, and chains with hooks come
Yeah.
and grab you out of nowhere.
And he seemed kind of sophisticated, too, with
Yeah,
an air about
he
him.
had class.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
definitely-
classy.
Yeah.
Classy demon.
Seemed like it seemed like he's polite about all of it. You know, just
Yes,
just,
yes, this will pinch.
just doing my job. It's just gonna hurt. It's gonna smart a little.
Yeah. Yeah. I just remember the end of the first scene, and he goes, Jesus wept.
Yep.
And he didn't rip him apart.
Yep.
Yeah, I like those kind of movies.
It was good, but I think they capitalized on that too to some degree. They realized people were like, "This Pinhead thing is kind of cool."
Yeah.
But I never watched past 2,
Yeah.
and I think there's like 73 of them now.
I think there's a few, and I have watched here and there. I refuse to watch one, and he's in outer space, but because there is one.
Pinhead in outer space.
Yes,
That's awesome.
there is one. Yeah, some futuristic one, but I watched a couple other ones, and they're not terrible. They're
Okay.
I mean, they're not as good as the first two.
Well,
but
yeah, but for yeah.
when I watch these movies, I don't care.
Pinhead in space.
I don't care that they're bad movies. I'm like that. I'm a person
Yeah.
that can sit and watch the worst movie ever and still like it. You know, especially ones that ends with a giant spider.
Every once in a while, you're pleasantly surprised because I'm sorry, dude. Where's my car? Was hysterical.
That was a good one.
I just had time on my
Yeah.
hands. It was on
Yeah.
HBO. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Dude, where's my car?
I laughed my ass off. Sultan.
It was a good movie.
It's just stupid.
But I don't know. I guess I grew up because when I was a kid, they used to. I don't know. This is a very Ohio thing, but there was a late night show in Ohio called Big Chuck and Little John,
Okay.
and it would just came out at midnight on Fridays, and they would just show the worst horror B movie ever.
Okay.
And I'd watch it all the time, and I loved it.
So it's kind of like an Elvira thing, but it was with Big Chuck and Little John.
And I met them. I have their autograph. I still have it.
And what was their shtick? What did Big Chuck and Little John do? Were they like lumberjacks or?
One was a really tall guy, and one was a little person.
Okay,
So it's Big Chuck and literally Little John.
that's fantastic.
And they were nice guys. I met them. worked at a haunted house once, and they came there to show us off, and say, "Hey, have a good season," And
Oh, that's
I was
awesome.
Freddy Krueger. That's a true story.
Oh, that's great.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you, and
You,
I
you,
scared people.
you scared the shit out of me.
I had the mask, I had gloves and stuff, and people did scream. It was weird.
Actually, I will say Kevin does periodically appear at my house with this demon mask on.
Yes.
You've yet to evoke a reaction, I think, out of me.
How
But
do you know? But Michelle, yes.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah.
hates it. Yeah.
And how does that work out for you, by the way? Because it typically ends up with you getting hit, I believe.
Usually I get hit, and I have used it on Zoom meetings lately, and it's still funny.
That's fantastic.
For me, anyway.
Yeah.
People go, "What the hell?" Because I do it where you just flash for a second,
Yeah.
and then I close my camera.
Oh, that's
And
great.
everybody goes, Did I see what?
What?
Did I just see?"
Oh, that's great. That's
Oh,
clever.
I love that.
That's
Yeah.
clever.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Because I got a little door in front of my webcam on my laptop, and I just close it.
I might have mentioned this in the last show, but I think it's hysterical. Last week's team meeting, get on, and a couple of people had changed their background for the meeting to our boss's photo, because you can look up anybody's photo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's funny.
That is funny.
And I'm like, boy, you know what's even funnier?
What?
And so I changed my background to my picture. So I'm sitting in front of a big picture of me. I'm like, who does that?
Yeah, who does that? It's me.
I was cracking up. And the best part is I said nothing about it.
Yes.
Just changed
Yeah.
it, and that was that.
That's it. It's just me.
Just,
I should do that.
yay me.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, it's hysterical. Yeah, and
Oh.
to me, it's funnier if you don't even acknowledge
Yeah,
it.
you don't even
It's
say
just-
anything.
That's my
Yeah.
new background.
So yeah, my point, we go a lot of. I could tell we're gonna be a lot of tangents in this episode. Is
It
that
happens.
yeah, I remember watching like the Toxic Avenger
Okay,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
I saw
and
that once.
I like those. So I guess I'm hardened to bad movies.
Yeah,
Where I don't mind if it's bad if it's entertaining.
without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of bad horror movies, and
Bad movies have their own place in the world.
Yeah.
There's a thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah. As long as they, I don't know, they like Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
yeah,
They know. Well, Evil Dead's on our list.
Mm.
They know what they're doing.
that started as a B movie.
Yeah, like they don't. They're not.
Yeah.
But they're not. Yeah, that started as a B movie. That's a funny
Yeah.
statement
Yeah.
because they're not aiming to be, like the
Yeah.
the mainline cinema kind of thing. They are the genre that they are, and they're
Yeah.
on just one shade of the spectrum, if you will.
Yeah. Well, that was the Bruce Campbell who was in The Evil Dead. He wrote a book. He, said, what was it like? The Bruce Campbell, the stories of a B movie star, something like that. It was something like that. It was like a B movie star. You
Yeah.
know, so he knew he was a B movie star.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's what they were in large part aiming to do.
Yeah.
And I mean that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's great. And now, since they're on our list, we might as well talk about them a little bit. Evil
Yeah.
Dead's.
Yes.
Again, I think I only saw the first one, but you
Yeah,
said the second one is basically the first one in with a budget.
Yeah. The first one, they basically had a camcorder in their backyard.
Yeah.
And so they're like, somebody liked the movie, so then, they made Evil Dead 2, which is much better produced, had the hand chasing them, which I thought the movie was hilarious. I loved every minute of it. And I love the fact that Ash, because that was his name is Ashley, every time, he couldn't get hurt by anything, until somebody punched him in the head.
Yeah.
Every time, and they go, whoa! He would, pass out. But other than that, he was invincible. I thought it was awesome. There's fun. I think they're fun watches. That and Army of Darkness.
Yep.
Oh, so many great scenes in those movies. I just love them.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch those. Again, a never-ending list of games and movies, but they're on there. I have it.
And there's a
So,
TV series I haven't watched yet. It's Ash versus the Evil Dead, and it was on for like 3 seasons on some channel. I watched a couple episodes, but I gotta get back to watching it. That's gonna be this month because it's October.
Okay. Yep. It fits. Yep. So Nightmare on Elm Streets. I don't even know how many of those they made. I mean, after a while, it just gets so
Yeah.
ridiculous. I stopped, but
And
I
they
definitely
yeah.
watched the first 3.
Yeah, I'm sure I did as well.
And I want to say the first one I think was actually a decent movie.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and beyond that, I don't know. I think at that point 2 and 3, I'd probably enjoy them, but that's probably more nostalgia than it is actually. You should watch that crap.
Well, yeah, but I like the Dream Warriors because they were kind of fighting back, and it was interesting to them trying to fight back against this weird creature.
Once again, shout out to Dawkins.
Dawkins, yeah, I actually have that album on Laserdisc.
That is neat. Yeah, I had that album.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know
Dawkins.
why I haven't Laserdisc. It came with back in the eBay days when it first came out. I was buying up the worst garbage ever. You know me. I was just buying the worst stuff ever.
for you, Dawkins is like
Yeah.
as good as it gets. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so I do have a Dawkins Laserdisc in my
great.
basement right now. I should show you Laserdisc. Some are neat. Some are like Star Wars, and they're old Laserdiscs that
Yeah,
just they're like having the LPs.
they're gigantic.
They're gigantic. They're the same size as LPs, but they because of that have filled with artwork. They're
Yeah,
actually much better than DVDs as far as um, viewing the contents. You
yeah,
know.
the material.
Yeah, but unfortunately, as soon as you plug it into the player, I've realized over the years that their output is S video, so it wasn't even like 480p quality on these
Yeah,
Laserdisc. They were terrible quality, even though they were Laserdisc. I would say they were like this much better than VHS. That's it.
yeah. Well, at the time, it was like wow,
Oh
but
yeah, it's like wow, this is awesome, you know. But yeah,
I'm always boy, we're fucking old. I remember DVD coming out,
oh Matrix first one.
and yeah, the first one I owned as well. And
Yeah,
it's funny, we both did the same thing. We watched it on our computer because
I moved my couch.
you had the DVD drive before you had the actual DVD player.
Yeah, that's just weird
Um,
how that came out like that. Where
yeah, I was the same way. I don't
yeah,
know, but the store at the time it was the Sixth Sense or not the Sixth Sense. What's the other one? The multi card, the multi pass.
oh
I
Bruce
have,
Willis,
yeah, I can't remember.
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element, thank you.
Yes.
Sixth Sense, Fifth Element.
Yeah, whatever.
Jesus,
It's a number.
Partridge in a pear tree. I got all of it. But that was the movie that they were, using as the demo for
Oh,
DVD. And I remember distinctly saying, seriously, how much better can it be? And then I went
yeah.
and I looked, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
there is a big difference in VHS and DVD.
But I
Yeah,
learned nothing because then
yeah,
Blu-ray comes out, and I'm like, seriously, how much better can it? I'm like, wow.
yeah.
Like, holy shit, look at that.
And not to go on a real tangent on this, but I just watched because I'm a nerd. I watched a video explaining 4K discs and why new movies
Mhm.
like the Avengers and stuff like that don't look much better on 4K discs apart from Blu-ray because they're actually filming them in 2K. And
Okay.
but if you take a film video that was filmed 50 years ago and you convert that to digital, its resolution is more closer to 8K. So they show movies like Blade Runner and the difference of going from Blu-ray to 4K video and Blade Runner is like, oh my God, this is like a whole new movie. It's like the whole new
Wow.
Matrix experience. But if you go watch Blu-ray of the Avengers and then you watch a 4K video,
Yeah.
you can barely see the difference.
Okay. It's
So
interesting.
yeah, so it's how big this film was comparative to digital.
Yeah.
So when they're like 35 millimeter film, when they convert that, it's like 8K worth of resolution built into that.
That's actually something. I don't know what the stats are, but I saw an article on a picture was taken that is like 9 gazillion megapixels. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah,
it is stupid.
yeah,
When I say a picture was taken, I mean, saw this picture, they showed it, and it is of a city. You're
yeah,
looking down on a city. And
yeah,
you can see that there's this road basically that has basically you can tell there's like a ring of flowers or something. You can zoom in and see what people are wearing
yeah,
on the street. You can read license plates. You can see people in their cars, like make
yeah,
out their faces.
yeah,
I mean, it is fucking
yeah.
crazy.
It's crazy because people I think forget. I think that analog photos are technically a higher resolution that what digital's still trying to make up for.
Hmm.
That's why when digital cameras first came out, they look crap compared to film.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And they were
'Cause-
brick. I remember that.
yeah.
Boy, I was so happy with that
Oh,
though. I got Mickles that for
yeah.
Christmas because she loves taking photos, and it was 1 megapixel. That's
Whoa.
right.
I know, and the pictures were nowhere near as good as taking a film camera. So I was a purist for the longest time,
Hmm.
and if I had it my way, I'd be developing film now because I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed developing my own film.
I don't miss that at all because it's now the junk drawer in the house doesn't have
Yeah,
film in it.
yeah,
Because let's face it, I mean, you would go and you would, I don't know what the magic number was. I think it was different for all of us, but you'd
yeah.
hit a magic number and you'd say, okay, I'm going to get this film
You get
developed.
developed, yeah,
And you'd be like, I don't even know what's on half this shit
yeah.
anymore.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I would like go into the actual dark room and
Yeah,
developing them.
that's what I thought you were saying. Okay.
Yeah, because that is to me the fun part. Where I wouldn't. Now you're
When's
developing
the last time you did this? Why do you even have
in
a
high
darkroom?
school.
Oh,
In
okay.
high school, and I had a class in it, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
So you haven't done this as an adult on your own. You
No,
never
no,
had your own darkroom.
no. But by the time I was like adult enough to be able to afford such a thing, I was like, well, digital's out.
Okay.
And now I kind of try to emulate what I would do in the dark room because I love fiddling in Photoshop and not changing things, but just improving things. You know, like because if you take a picture now and it's like overcast day, you can fix all that.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it a perfect day. You can like there's too much shadows and yeah, I spent a lot of time just fixing up photos of. I can show you some photos I took of like some museums I went to that the day of I took the pictures too dark in there, and you weren't allowed to use a flash. I take them home, I process them all. They look beautiful because you can post process them. You
Mm-hmm.
can fix them all up, which I find amazing that you can do that.
I'm not starting to see the distinction between not changing them, but I'm with you.
Well, they're not changing them. Mostly, I'm just changing shadows and maybe some color saturation. But I'm not like making somebody's hip bigger or you know what I'm
I
saying.
got you.
You know what I'm
I
saying.
got you. You're not.
I'm not.
You're photoshopping like to enhance the photo,
Yeah.
not photoshopping like, hey,
Right.
look now I'm
Right.
on the Eiffel Tower.
Right. You're right. No, I don't
I
do all
got
that
you.
stuff. I just make when I show you the photos, they look beautiful because I feel like I'm bringing out the colors that I saw with my own eyes, but the camera couldn't reproduce at the time because it's like, 20 years ago, and I had a 4 megapixel camera that, couldn't take pictures in a dark room without the
Oh yeah,
flash.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, but now you can. Now I've
Oh shit! Even this camera that we're
yeah
using to record,
yeah
when we were in Italy, there was where were we? We were somewhere where it was really dark, and I just had the camera setting to where I was
yeah
taking photos without a flash, and
yeah
it still absorbed so much light that I could then look at the screen and realize what I was looking at.
yeah.
Is that it's
That's why it's good with these cameras because it's always about how much light you can gather in the lens,
mm,
and you just can't. Now you use
yep.
trickery with these things because that's software trickery. Now this can take in a dark room, but it's basically doing what I used to do in the old days. It knows it's a dark room and it fixes it
Yeah,
in processing inside the
exactly.
camera.
Yep.
So
It's pretty neat though.
yeah, so I love photography, but anyways, what were we talking about?
We made it to Nightmare on Elm Street
Oh,
somehow.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Somehow we landed on photography. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I listen to this show because I don't know why I do, but
Wow.
sadly I laughed again at our show. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, fans. I laughed at
Yeah.
a joke I made. That's how sad it
He
is.
laughs at his own jokes.
I literally did, and I'm
That
like,
sounds
God,
like something I would do.
I feel ashamed, but
Yes.
God damn it, that was funny. I don't even know what it was, but I'm like, there's something wrong with this.
Yes.
But yeah, we
So
run on tangents, and I can't wait to listen to how we ended up on photography when we started on Nightmare on Elm
don't
Street.
know
But
how the lines dot up there.
actually, I kind of do. It was basically docking to Laserdisc to photography
Okay.
to boom.
Okay. So, and we're back.
And we're back. And the next one is, again, another series that ironically, not only was there a gazillion of them, they actually merged with the previous one. So Friday the 13th series.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there was a Freddy versus Jason.
There was. I did
And
not see that one.
Nor I, but goddamn Freddy, it's not even a competition. It's not even, like, the
Yeah.
movie's already over, Freddy wins.
Yeah.
Jason is this supernatural undead kid who got beat up
Yeah.
at summer camp. Freddy is some like demon from hell.
Well, he's the
don't
man
really
of my
know what
dreams, right?
That's right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Jason's got to sleep sometime.
Yes.
But
Yes, I know. I mean, come on.
yeah, the Friday 13th movies. There were a lot of them. Yeah, whatever. I mean, they're okay. I was
Yeah.
never like, wow, you got to see this.
Yeah.
Um,
Popcorn movies.
Shout out to the Alice Cooper "He's Back" song.
Oh,
Love that.
yeah.
The Man Behind the Mask. Definitely dug that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Friday the 13th. They're part of what I hate about horror movies too, because there'd be a couple counselors that realized, oh wow, there's some maniac with a hockey mask on the loose with a machete killing
Yeah.
people, and they'd say, great, let's run into the dark woods, and it's like, no,
Yeah.
you idiot, no.
Yes, but one of the kids that got killed was Kevin Bacon, which I thought was cool.
Oh, he killed Kevin Bacon. So
Yeah.
Jason's 1 degree away from Kevin Bacon.
He is. Yeah.
Damn.
Exactly one
Way
degree.
to go, Jason.
Yes, I remember it was one of his. I think it's one of his first movie roles or the first movie role Kevin Bacon ever did.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he was laying in a bed, I think with a girl, and right through both of them.
Congratulations,
scene.
Jason. That's
Yeah.
what I say.
Yep.
Yep.
He pinned him down.
Yep. I did that too to get closer to Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
Can't blame the guy one
Yes.
bit.
Jesus, if you only knew.
I may be getting the wrong moral of this story,
Yes.
but yeah. So, had to mention them, but I don't know so much I'd recommend. Like if somebody had never seen the Friday the 13th movies, I'd
Yeah.
be like, you know what, you're fine.
Yeah, you'll pull through.
I'd say definitely watch the first Nightmare on Elm Street, and
Yeah.
But Friday the 13th, I'd be like, hey, you
Well,
can skip them.
at least Johnny Depp was in the first Friday or the first,
Nightmare on Elm
Nightmare
Street.
on Elm Street. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Halloween's another one that's
I know the music.
it's okay-ish, I guess.
Yeah,
I was never blown away by it.
yeah.
But it's your typical
Yeah.
Halloween.
Slasher.
Movie.
You know.
How do you feel about I believe it's John Romero. Night of the Living Dead. I'm particularly fond of Return of the Living Dead, but
Um,
we're talking
I probably have
zombies.
only seen them once when I was a lad, and yeah, I don't remember disliking them. You
Okay.
know, just
Yeah, I'm just
you know,
wondering if you were under 10, if it was in the theater. But hey,
probably yeah,
yeah, it's they are early zombie movies and definitely have a different vibe to them. I haven't seen Return of the Living Dead in forever, but I
yeah,
don't know how well that would hold up. Night of the Living Dead, it, they're good zombie movies, and the zombie mythos is just fun.
yeah,
They're slow, generally speaking. Um, they're brainless, and it's a tragedy
yeah,
because it's people you know and love coming to kill you. That's what makes the zombie apocalypse
yeah.
so such a great story because it's just so tragic.
Well, they want brains, so they won't be coming after me. So
Exactly. You know, I'd made that joke too. Actually, I told Mickles once that I was feeling particularly cocky that day, and I
yeah,
said, "Don't worry, if there's a zombie apocalypse, you'll be fine."
yeah, yeah. They're gonna pass right over.
Such a dick. Um, But under the heading of zombie movies, these are great movies. I personally think, and we barely talked about it, but I know we both appreciate these. But
Yeah,
30 days later, 30
yeah.
nights later,
30 weeks later.
or well, weeks, yeah,
Yeah,
whatever it
days and
is.
then weeks. Yeah,
30 nights, yeah,
30 nights,
all
30 days and
inclusive,
30
yeah.
nights. Sounds like a rom com.
It's more like a cruise, yeah.
Yeah,
30 days and 30
30
nights, you
nights.
will visit 45 countries.
Starred Adam Sandler.
So we'll do 30 days and 30 weeks later. I actually
Yeah.
wrote 30 nights in my defense.
Did you? That's
Yeah.
awesome. The first one was especially good the way, and I think The Walking Dead stole its opening scene from that.
Absolutely,
If
yeah.
you
With the wilting flowers, you mean? Yeah,
yeah, the whole that and the fact that they both woke up in
yep.
hospitals when nobody around. I just yeah, there definitely some
It did two things that doesn't often happen in horror movies, and
yeah
I loved every bit of it because of this. It was plausible.
yeah
So the zombie apocalypse was caused by basically, as they put it, they're infected with rage, which I just loved that line. I
yeah
loved hearing those words in that order
yeah.
because that's like, ooh, that's something.
Infected with rage. Yeah
But it's an infectious disease that's been, you know, created by man to presumably as a weapon
yeah.
potentially make a
Oh
super
yeah
soldier eventually. That's what they're working towards theoretically.
yeah
But either way, it's a plausible story on how this came to be. But then you couple that with people doing smart things. They get killed anyway.
yeah.
But
Get called anyway. Yeah
they're doing smart
yeah.
things. That's a good movie. That's makes me happy because it's like, oh shit, I might have tried that. Didn't now I know that
Yeah.
won't work.
No. No.
But yeah, definitely good movies. Recommend both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Definitely enjoyed them, and not to mention, I love that dude. That's that main guy in it. The Full Monty is.
Yeah. The Full Monty.
That's all he'll
I was
ever
gonna
be to
say
me.
yeah. He's gonna strip yeah
God
at the end of
damn!
the
If
movie.
you haven't seen the Full Monty and you
Yeah.
want to feel good about something, just go watch the Full Monty. I should go watch that again. It was such a
It's
feel
a
good
happy
movie.
movie. Yeah. Yeah. I
The,
do like it.
them in that unemployment line is fucking
Yeah. I've
hysterical.
only seen that movie once, which I guess is a shame.
Same here, I think, and I saw it in
Yeah.
theater. Boom.
Oh,
Yeah. Ooh, look at
I
that.
need a mic.
Boom. Yeah. How do you drop the?
Yeah. Rah! I'm not. These are expensive. Don't drop it.
I don't know why seeing something in the theater is a boom, but there it
Yeah.
is.
Well, now that no more theaters,
Yeah, I know.
it's like I saw this in the
Exactly.
theater. Oh, way to go, Grandpa!
Seriously, that's gonna be the
It's gonna
thing.
be that. Yeah.
Yeah. Was Lincoln in the next booth over, or how did
Yes.
that work?
I know.
Well, you talked about a movie I've not seen. I don't believe I've seen at least The Gate.
Oh, The Gate. Yeah, The Gate is. I don't know what to say about The Gate. The Gate was an '80s horror movie that I enjoyed. My brother and I used to watch it on VHS, and it is just like a I don't know what to call it. Like the cover art is like awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to actually see the cover art. Boy, that does look familiar.
Oh, 1987. We got three.
I almost think I might have seen this.
Yeah, there's the box art right there. The Gate.
Yeah,
Those are
boy,
some of the
I almost
creatures.
think I might have seen this.
Let me be nice to our viewers.
Oh yes, the enhanced episodes.
Enhancement. So
I think I might have looked at the camera.
there's
once or
Gate,
twice.
and they actually had pretty good special effects. They even got eyeball in their hand. So yeah. So basically, the whole plot of the movie is that they have this like heavy metal band. You can tell this is so 80s. Heavy metal band that these kids liked, and they played it backwards.
Yeah.
And it told them how to open the gate to hell, and they read what it said. And they found this whole thing where when it broke open, it had these words, and so they basically,
Then,
this enchantment,
yeah.
and this gate opened up in the backyard. These little awesome little creatures were coming out of it. Actually, yeah, they kind of look like that right there. And yeah, it was just a
So what did they do at the end? Play Striper till they went back?
no, no, no. They had to use light to kill the enemy.
Oh, it
I
works
don't want to
every
give it
time.
away. But I don't know. It was I liked the movie. Apparently, there's a sequel, Gate 2, but I haven't seen it. So I would say it's kind of a B plus movie because I think it had a decent budget, but it wasn't like big time.
Yeah. Now, do you recommend it to people that haven't seen it, or is it this is good nostalgia
If
wise?
you like 80s movies and you think Poltergeist is too scary, this is for you because it's not a scary movie. I wouldn't say it's scary at all. It might have been scary if you saw it when you're like 10,
Mm-hmm.
but as an adult, I think it's a neat movie,
Okay.
and I like some of the effects they have. They're actually pretty good practical effects back then because they had a scene where like people's heads fall off and they just crash to the ground, and all of a sudden it's these little creatures. And
Oh,
so it's kind of well
nice.
done as far as the special effects go. So I don't know. I think I'd rather watch this than Nightmare on Elm Street, to be honest with you.
I haven't seen any of these movies in so many years. It's remarkable. I couldn't tell you how. I was a teenager when I saw my last Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll put it that way.
Oh,
I'm definitely not a teenager.
yeah. No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
You're so old.
Not as old as you, though. Thank God.
I know.
Um,
Yeah.
speaking.
Where's my walker? What?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the next one, The Grudge.
Oh, The Grudge. Yep.
I think I only saw that once, but I recall being like, "Wow, like that was good." Like,
Yeah.
I'm impressed. That was good. But you said that's actually a remake of a Japanese horror movie.
Right, and you can sometimes you can tell in those movies. In fact, I think doesn't that movie take place in Japan? I think they try to give it kind of like the where she was going and visiting a house in Japan.
I think it was in Nepal.
No,
Just love fucking with you. Um,
Viva Nepal. No, that's something else. Yes. So
it just completely
the hell?
broke your train there.
I'm broken. Yeah. So that movie, yeah, is based on a Japanese movie. You can tell because whenever you have those weird spirits that kind of like want to hang on your shoulder or in the shadows, that always seem to be kind of like Japanese based, kind of like
Yeah,
horror.
I gotta say, I don't know what it is about the dark-haired Asian girl,
Yeah.
little girl, that is just terrifying
Yeah.
to Americans, I guess,
Yeah.
or to people in general. But boy, people are not a fan of that.
No.
Um, boy, I don't think we can do it, but I think we talked about it. The elevator prank
Oh
with the
yeah.
little demon girl that comes out.
Yeah. There's like a little slide.
I'm telling you, I don't think of myself as a violent man. I really don't. But a little demon girl appears next to me out of nowhere in the elevator. I'm really not going to have a problem with that.
Yeah.
She starts screaming randomly, and making threatening motions towards me. Yeah, I'm going to punch a little girl. I'm sorry. I'm entirely going to punch a little demon girl. So it's, not cool, but that's what's going to happen, folks.
Yes. Demon girl.
And, when I watch that little prank, I'm like, am I just a violent man? Because I really don't think I am.
You maybe.
But not a single dude, even like they were just like they whimpered in the corner. I'm like, oh my god, little demon girl's coming to kill me. I'm getting a couple swings in. That's the way I look at it. But yeah, The Grudge, and a good movie. I again haven't watched it in a long time, but
Yeah.
I think I'd like to actually go back to that. But more specifically, I think I'd like to look for the original as well.
Yeah, I think it should be able to find like Ring, the Ring movie. Ringu, I think is the name of the Japanese version of that movie.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
Oh, we didn't even mention The Ring, but
I know, and that was a freaky movie.
it was a well-made movie. I thought the premise was stupid as shit.
Oh yeah, trying to
Like you watch this video and you will die, and
in
it's
7 days.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, and I watched that movie a long time ago, so
Yeah,
trust
yeah.
me, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. But it might be worth watching Ringu. I believe that's the name of it. Is
Okay,
Ringu.
yeah, one
So
might
I'm
have
seeing
better
what it is.
results.
Maybe it's probably still based as a 7 day thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it was well done, though. I mean, it was
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah, walking out of the TV and they come
Um,
suck your life force out of you
And
is something.
That's a trope too that happens in a lot of horror movies where it's the undead have been wronged in some way and they need their bones removed, or
Yeah.
it's um, it's not really a horror to me. It is creepy shit is happening, but the reality is somebody was wronged and typically they want their remains,
Discovered
honored,
or yeah.
honored in some way.
Yeah, they were
want-
murdered. Let's find where my bones are, and that
Exactly.
cures the.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to me, that's not, yeah, horrific things happen, but it's not really a horror per se.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's kind of like The Orphanage, which was not on our list, but
yeah,
that was, not a horror, but it's ghosts, but it was in the end trying to find the body, so kind of thing.
yeah. Any good? Actually, I kind of vaguely remember the
Yeah,
orphanage.
I thought it was a good movie, but
Okay.
it ends up being kind of sad once you find the, they're looking for
Yeah,
the kid the whole time, and they kind of play it out where, wow, he got trapped because, it was the mother's fault,
that
so
happens.
yeah.
Do you ever see the others? That was good.
Yeah, the others, yep, that's Nicole Kidman
Yep.
and the kids that were allergic to sunlight.
I figured it out fairly quickly, but
Yeah,
it was still. I thought it was a clever.
yeah.
I thought it was clever. I thought it was fun.
It was clever. I like the melancholy of the the husband finding them and you can tell he's like, why'd you do it, and
Yeah.
kind of thing,
Yeah.
and then he left, because he's like sad now because his whole family's dead,
Did.
you know.
Yeah. They're not
Yeah,
as much fun.
yeah. There's not much
It's
fun.
just not good.
Yeah,
Um. Anyway, boy, got some bonus stuff there. I
yeah. I
like
know.
this. I like the bonus stuff.
I've seen a lot of movies.
Yeah, I have too. Yep. Well, Get Out. I think you recommended Get Out to me.
Get Out was good. Yeah, Get Out was interesting.
I'll give it a solid okay.
It's a solid okay. I wouldn't, I mean, if you're gonna start ranking things, it's still higher than Nightmare on Elm Street, but and Friday the 13th, but
Well, definitely higher than Friday the 13th. First Nightmare on Elm Street, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for its time, though, I don't know.
yeah. So to me, is it good, or does it have like an interesting premise that they just didn't do quite right? And I think it falls into that, where I think that if they did it better,
It was onto something. I'll
It was-
give you that.
yeah, I think it was-
There was a story there.
yeah, they just couldn't find it. They
Um,
must have Stephen King as their scriptwriter.
yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I guess they didn't delve into. I don't
Yeah.
know. It didn't do it for me.
Yeah,
It was a unique story, though. I will give them
yeah.
that. The Babadook.
The Babadook, I just like those kind of movies where they have creatures living in a house and haunting people. I just think that's cool. It's basically
Yeah.
a haunted.
I mean,
Story.
I watched it. I was like,
Yeah,
whatever.
the Babadook. I did like the Conjuring series better and all the spin-offs.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's supposed to be based on that couple that is, doing it for real.
They're doing it for real, and
Making air
I think they're both
quotes.
dead now in real life. I think
Um,
he died like years ago, and she's dead now.
Now, wouldn't they be ghosts?
I wonder.
See, like, wouldn't
Yeah.
they be able to? Again, I may
Yeah.
mention this, but Houdini, because I only have like 13 things to say, and we're on
Yeah.
episode 25, so I got to be looping by now.
Yeah.
But
Yes. Let us know what episode you heard this before.
it's awesome. But Houdini did us all a great service.
Yeah.
The story goes, Houdini had made an arrangement with his wife that basically, a safe word for lack of a better term, but they had a word that if I die before you, go to a psychic and I'll say the following. So I don't know if it's a word or a catchphrase, but and he did in fact die before his wife. So
Yeah.
his wife spent a great deal of time going to psychics and mediums, and nobody fucking ever got it.
Yeah, nobody.
Nobody ever got it.
Well, maybe he's still doing his act and disappearing.
It's possible. Yeah, he wasn't done yet.
I didn't realize that all these movies are spin-off The Conjuring. The Curse of La Llorona, The Nun.
The
And
Nun looks good. It looks creepy as fuck.
I've seen all these.
have you?
Actually, I'm not sure I saw The Nurse.
How's Annabelle a spinning of the?
Annabelle is the doll
I know who Annabelle is.
Yeah.
How's that a spin-off of The Conjuring though?
because it's still the Conjuring couple.
Oh, that played with
these are
Annabelle. Okay.
Oh, these are the prequels, technically, of The Conjuring, the Annabelle stories of how they got the doll to begin with.
Yeah. There's some creepy ass dolls too, and I'll be honest, I can't explain it, but I don't think it's the dead. I
Yeah.
also don't think it's the devil. I have no idea what the hell it is, but
Yeah.
there's things we
Well, how
don't
do you explain
understand.
Chucky?
Chucky, exactly. How do you explain Chucky? See, that's a good one. I don't. I've seen parts of Child's Play movies. I
Yeah.
think I saw the first one, but I was never blown away.
Oh, but
Like evil little doll, whatever. Kick
was
the
awesome.
fucking thing.
Good. He'll stab you in your sleep. But I do recommend all those Conjuring movies, Annabelle's, because they were just kind of fun possession ghost stories.
I
Doors closing on their own, stuff like that.
I will go all fucking Jerry Stiller on the doll. If you know Seinfeld and the doll episode, which I highly recommend, because goddamn, that's hysterical.
It's
Still makes
genius.
me cry just thinking about it. Oh, the doll that looked like his mom,
No,
You know
I
what
don't.
I'm talking about?
I've seen all the episodes, but I don't think I remember that one
Oh, goddamn it.
because I binge watched them like 2 years ago. all
George
the Seinfeld.
Costanza's girlfriend has a doll that looks just like his mother.
Oh,
And George starts going nuts because every time he looks at his mother, he just hears his mother yelling at him. And at the end of it,
George.
spoiler alert, because goddamn, I'm telling you, even knowing it, I still cry. I laugh so hard. at the end of the episode, his father walks in, takes one look at the doll, walks over, rips its fucking head off.
That's good.
Like, first time seeing it, just
Yes,
walks
he just,
directly and rips its
just
head off.
that's genius.
And it's yeah, good stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you solve your Annabelle
Yes.
problems, by the way.
Yeah, and all the Seinfeld is worth binge watching, by the way. Those still
Absolutely.
stand up.
Absolutely. So yeah,
So yeah,
somewhere in there was a horror movie.
it's somewhere.
Carrie, you mentioned Carrie. I'm not
Carrie?
really a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those movies. I like it because she had telekinesis and all that stuff, and
What about Cujo?
I don't like dogs that kill people.
I'm just like, whatever. You probably deserved it.
Yeah.
Feed the puppy.
Yeah, feed the puppy, Cujo.
Um,
I don't know. I think those early Stephen King movies. If I was going to pick an early Stephen King movie, besides The Shining, which wasn't, you can't even call it a Stephen King movie because Kubrick made it his own.
Yeah.
Stephen King is famous that he hated the movie, which I'm like, why? It was good, but because Stephen King didn't like the fact that he made the house the monster instead of making, it was more of a family drama.
yeah.
But the movie was great. But anyways, like Firestarter, Drew Barrymore. I just liked the whole feel of the movie, going to the shop. I liked Dead Zone. There's some early. Christine was pretty good. I don't know. It was all right, but
The car that killed people.
yeah, the
whatever.
car to kill people. Silver Bullet wasn't a very popular movie,
I love Silver Bullet.
but
I won't lie.
Gary Busey was before he got in the motorcycle accident, so he actually had a
Stilgar was
decent
the
version.
werewolf.
You're right. Stilgar was the werewolf. He was the priest. Yes. So you like Silver Bullet? That was like a B movie, Stephen King movie. You know.
Gary Busey. What's not to like?
Yeah, I know. It was good. And Corey Haim was the kid in the wheelchair with the rocket-powered wheelchair. Come on.
It was a good movie. I gotta say
Damn it,
for
good
the.
movie.
I mean, it was a great '80s movie.
It was. It was so.
Do I
80s.
say go watch Silver Bullet now? Not really. No, I don't.
I like it.
I still like it too, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna recommend it to people.
I just liked it. It was just a great acting of. I forget the Canadian. It was a Canadian actor who his son was torn apart, in the gazebo scene, and just the acting he did when he was just holding this. My son was torn apart. It was just awesome. I just like, oh, that was. I could tell he means it.
I entirely watched Silver Bullet quite a few times actually.
So some of those
That's
early
funny.
camping movies I liked a lot, but I've watched Firestarter in the past like few years, and I don't know. I like the. I would swear to God, go watch Stranger Things. Then just watch and find on YouTube the intro to Firestarter the movie. I swear they're using the same music.
Okay.
Same like keyboard, 80s theme song. It
Yeah.
feels the same.
Well, I mean that's what they're going for with Stranger Things anyway.
Yeah, they are. So I
And
swear
I
to
know
God.
I've seen Firestarter, but it's
Drew Barrymore.
I was young when I saw Firestarter.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought it was a cool movie. That one is just, she can start fires, but that's why she's Firestarter.
yeah, it's aptly named. Yeah.
You know why she was cast? Barrymore was cast in that role?
No idea.
Because when they released the book, Drew Barrymore looked exactly like the girl on the cover.
Oh, okay, nice.
And they're like, oh, you're the Firestarter. You look exactly like the girl on the cover of the book.
That's fantastic.
So-
Wonder where the girl on the cover of the book was.
It was just a art drawing. you
Oh,
know?
okay.
So it just happened to look exactly like Drew Barrymore, back
Nice.
then.
That worked out.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I like Drew Barrymore. She's very
I do.
likable. I think that's an age thing too. I think
Yeah.
we're just at the age where you like Drew Barrymore.
I mean, she was in E.T. and then, she was in that 50 First Dates. Come on. Good movie. 50 First Dates. She lost her memory every day.
Mickles likes that one. Yeah. Yeah. Without
I like
a
that
doubt.
movie.
Um,
I did like that movie.
I vaguely remember. I'm pretty much
Yeah.
the same way. I'm like, yeah, that was
Yeah.
yesterday. I don't remember.
Well, then I'm watching the Santa Clara diet thing movie and their TV show, and she's
It's
funny as in that.
What is it? Clarita?
Santa Clarita.
I think it's Clarita.
Clarice. I don't know.
Because I was saying Santa Clara, and then one
Yeah.
day Mick was like, "It's not Santa Clara." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And then we looked. I'm like, "Holy shit, it's not."
Oh. I don't know. She eats people. She's a zombie.
I so don't
That
call
counts.
this a horror movie, but I
What?
guess it is. The Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, yeah, it's not a horror.
I fucking love that movie. I recommend that movie.
It's in a horror same way as like Evil Dead is, because it's not really a horror. Those movies aren't made to scare you. They're made to kind of like put a thumbs up at the horror movies themselves.
It's just the reason I love that movie is it's just a completely unique story, and it surprises you.
Yeah,
And what's not to like?
yeah. And that movie's not scary. It's not scary
at all. No, it's fun. It makes me laugh.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just like it's one of those movies like didn't that what's his movie, that Quentin Tarantino movie with the vampires,
Oh yeah, Dust to Dawn,
Dust Till Dawn. Yeah, that one. It's kind of the same
which
where
I enjoyed. I must admit.
it was a good movie, but my father-in-law did expect he went to see one movie, and it turned to a different movie halfway through it. And he's like,
Okay.
"Oh, I didn't see that coming." Because back then, you didn't really see trailers that much, and no one expected that to turn into a vampire movie halfway through it.
That's
They're
awesome.
like, "Oh, this is just some gangsters killing people and stuff." Oh, and they're vampires, and he has a gun,
Gun penis.
gun penis. So I remember that scene vividly for some weird reason.
You said penis on the show.
I thought I said pen 1-5. No, I don't.
It's a typo.
It's a typo. It's a typo. And I feel like that's the same thing where the first half of the movie is different than the first half of the movie, you know?
I think we're with you.
Yeah. Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
May have come out a little weird,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think we're all with you.
Yeah, so
So
so you're watching Cabin in the Woods, and halfway through you're like, oh, this is not the movie I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And it's just
And it's
again,
better for it.
infinitely
That's
better for
what
that. Yeah, it
you're like,
gets
oh, it's a good movie.
it's better than I thought.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, you're like, oh, that's a
Oh.
lot better than I thought.
Yes. And the world's ending.
It happens.
It does.
Um,
That's a great scene.
it was just a good movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely recommend that movie. Again,
Yeah.
I would not call that a horror at all. I
No.
just call that a good movie.
Yeah, good movie.
I wouldn't consider this a horror either, but whatever list we were looking at, because we did peruse the list just for jog our memories.
Yeah.
It listed it, and I have to admit, man, I'll remember this forever. Part of its age, but Invasion of the Body Snatchers,
Yep.
the Donald Sutherland version.
Yeah.
It is so effing good. It is as slow a slow burn as you're ever going to get, folks. It takes forever to get there, but when you get there, that scene is forever burned in my memory, and it's just so good, so good. Yeah, Donald Sutherland is just he's phenomenal. Anyway, I've always liked the guy, but if you know what I'm talking about, well, that alone will make you shit your pants because it was just so good. Um, and I've watched that within the last 10 years of my life. And again, it takes a long time to get there. But, and Jeff Goldblum, any age, we love that guy.
Oh, yeah.
But entirely worth watching. I'm telling you, entirely worth watching. Um, oh, I know. Next one on the list. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I'll save that one.
Yeah.
We talked ahead of time, so I know you haven't seen this, but there's a movie called Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer,
Yeah,
which
don't-
was listed. And Henry, I wouldn't recommend people watch Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Henry was he was the scariest villain in any horror movie ever because Henry was just completely normal. There was nothing special about Henry. Henry was kind of a loser, but Henry would jump in his car periodically and drive for hours and then just go and randomly kill somebody and then drive home.
Hmm.
And that's what makes Henry the scariest guy that ever was.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing special about Henry whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it was just terrifying in that regard.
Wow.
That it's not that the movie itself is so scary; it's that the concept of Henry is terrifying.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, don't recommend the movie necessarily, but it was something. It was, I don't know, it was a neat concept.
Yeah.
I think you get the gist though, and I just saved you all 2 hours of your life. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Doesn't make up for all the other hours I've burned if you're
Yes.
listening, but hey.
Yeah. And I like to make special mention that technically this doesn't count, but I think Beetlejuice should be considered a Halloween. Beetlejuice and A Nightmare Before Christmas should be like I don't know.
Halloween movies?
I'd like
I've never
watching
seen
them.
A Nightmare Before Christmas. I haven't.
It's nice because it could be a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie.
I don't know if I've ever seen a full Pixar movie.
This is not a Pixar movie.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh, well, that's sad. But I mean, you should see Up just to cry. Well, you won't cry, but a lot of people cried to see
If
just
it
Up.
has animals, I will.
There's lots of animals in there stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
if they do mean shit to the animals. And
Yeah.
when I say mean shit, I mean anything that if that puppy like has a bad day,
Yeah.
we're talking mean shit. That's too
Yeah,
much.
it's too much. Yeah, so this was probably you're not gonna see many of these in your life. There was a couple of them during this time. I think it's like the early '90s, but the stop motion animation.
Oh yeah, the Tim Burton. No, I know what you speak.
There was a couple of them. Coraline was one that came out, and the Corpse Bride. There actually weren't all Tim Burton. I think Coraline was somebody else that did that one.
I
Actually,
watched
somebody
all of
worked for
them-
Tim Burton.
I've watched all of none of them.
All of none of them. But the Night Before Christmas, not only did I see it in the theater when it came out, they re-released it in the past like 10 years, and converted to a 3D version. I went and saw that in the theater.
Okay.
I really enjoy the music and the environment and the art. I just appreciate the artwork in this.
But we're saying A Nightmare Before Christmas because, well, it's a nightmare. It's
And
falling into the Halloween
and
category.
and they do have a song in the movie. This is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. So
Okay.
it's a Halloween
It's
movie.
a Halloween movie. No, it makes sense. I agree. You can't have the nightmare with Christmas, really.
Yes. So basically, they decide to take over Christmas, which is hilarious
Okay.
because when kids open presents, they think it's a great idea to open a present and have a monster pop out of the box. And,
Okay.
and I guess they didn't understand what it means for Christmas to, what it means. So it's kind of an educational movie too.
So they learned the spirit of Christmas.
They
Is that
learned the
gist of it?
spirit of Christmas.
that's awesome.
Yes, I love the movie,
I'm
but
actually cursing you a little bit because the minute you said they took over Christmas, I started started singing the Heat Miser. Just
oh, that's a good movie too.
it's fucking phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, but watch Beetlejuice as well because that one, also a Tim Burton movie, is just a fun movie.
Yeah.
And Michael Keaton, freaking genius in that movie, freaking genius. And that's the movie that came out. And then the next movie they announced he was gonna be Batman. And everybody said, "No, Beetlejuice
Beetlejuice cannot be Batman. Yeah.
There were letter campaigns. This is before the internet. Campaigns to say we're going to boycott your movie. You put Michael Keaton in it
It's fantastic.
because it would ruin the movie, and it's one of the best Batmans.
I would have
ever.
written in. I would have been like Mr. Mom as Batman.
Mr. Mom is a great movie. Multiplicity. Oh, I celebrate all of his movies.
I'm gung ho about him.
Gung Ho. Ah, good one. That's when he worked for the car
That was a
company.
Kevin joke just for you,
That's
buddy.
Kevin. I'm jealous. That was a good one.
I like to hit you with your own style of joke.
Yes,
Just
I
so
love
you're
myself.
comfortable. Yeah.
I've never been so proud.
Oh, that is awesome.
Mr. Mom. Mr. Mom is a good movie too. Damn it.
There's something. I just remember him ironing the grilled cheese because,
Well,
and I'm a guy, so I'm like,
it made sense.
yeah.
If I was thrown into that position, I'd be like, well, I guess this is how you do it.
I mean, to this day, I'm like, it
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, it worked. That's a great idea. This team keeps it moist. It's perfect.
I'm not saying it's orthodox, but it
Yeah.
seems effective. I mean,
Yeah, it was a funny movie. And Multiplicity is worth watching too, because
I've seen that, but I can't really remember the shtick to it. I mean, obviously there's a gazillion of them, but I
Yeah.
can't remember why and how it ends.
I think his wife finally finds out, and it's not like you go kill all these clones off either. So what do they do with them? Some end up going on vacation, and some go to Hawaii, and some do like work around the world, and one is just something wrong with his head, and there's one that was just broken.
I'm pretty
That was awesome.
confident that I would not want multiple versions of me running
Yeah.
around.
Yeah,
But if I did, I would send them all to work and I'd stay home and do nothing.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
And that would be that.
yeah,
It would suck for them.
yeah. I'd have one just set this stuff up here.
That's fantastic. Yeah, exactly. See what I mean? Yeah, you just have them doing odd things. Yeah,
Yeah.
odd jobs.
Yes.
I'd be a horrible butler too, so it just really wouldn't work out for me.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What are we talking about? This
Yeah,
is
exactly.
a show about
This
nothing. I
show
swear to
really is about nothing at all, and yet we've been talking for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? With that, let's jump into our "What Are You" section. You know, because this show's got to end eventually.
It does.
We haven't even gotten there. Luckily, we've talked a lot about movies and stuff, but we haven't
Yeah.
actually talked about what we're doing. So, what are you playing, buddy?
I am playing nothing.
It's a good one. I like that
It's
game.
nothing.
I played a lot of that lately.
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of nothing, and I do plan on playing something. I just don't know when. But what am I watching? I am watching a TV series called American Horror Story
Okay.
because it's October, and I've been watching those American Horror Story
Yeah, that's
off
it.
and on for years.
I was gonna say there's like a lot of seasons of that.
There's
I
like
believe.
8 or 9 seasons,
Yeah.
and the show can be hit or miss on a season.
Yeah.
So the first season was really good. Second one was pretty good, but then it went down. Then went back up. Then there was one about hotel that was pretty good. Then they had an election one that I just skipped because it was boring. So now I'm watching one about the apocalypse,
Okay.
and it was great until, you know how a show can jump the shark.
Unfortunately, I do.
This one's Stevie Nicks, and
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, you wouldn't expect Stevie Nicks to suddenly show up unannounced in a show and start singing. What I can only imagine, they couldn't afford all the lyrics of a song, so she sang just the first 3 lines, "The Gypsy Woman," and just kept repeating them over and over again for this entire scene.
They're paying by the word.
They must be. They're like, she's like, you can't afford the whole song.
Wow.
This is FX.
Every part of that is weird.
It is weird, and the show, shit you not. I'm swearing. I shit you not. The show got
Swearing.
infinitely worse. I said, Shirley, ever since Stevie Nicks showed up unannounced for no reason, and we've never saw her again. She sang to these people in this bunker, and then disappeared, and the show got silly.
Well, I've
I
been
was like,
telling you guys
what?
that every show has a music video.
Yes, this one was his music video because she just sat there and sang. I was like, why is she singing Gypsy Woman, but not the entire words? We're all saying, and she's going to sing, and she doesn't. I'm like, but the next line is, and she doesn't. I'm like, you're killing me.
Yeah, that's rough. That's something.
And so she's singing that to a bunch of witches because there's witches and warlocks, which is an interesting premise. And then they do the thing where they go back into the previous seasons and they go to the originals and now we got to go to the murder house and find the learn more about this Antichrist and where he came from. So they actually are going through all the seasons now of all the people they met and buildings they've been into.
So
They're tying it all together.
okay.
So it's kind of interesting.
It's actually clever on a number of levels because they can actually put a bow on the entire story as one big package,
Yeah.
but they can also reuse footage and save a fortune.
Yeah, the only weird part of American Horror, and I like what it does, and there's some concepts that I like, and they had those scenes where, like even the last episode we just watched, where this one ghost got tired of another ghost, so they said, "Can you get rid of this ghost?" So what they do is they dig up the bones and they move it someplace else. Now the ghost
Okay.
is haunting someplace else.
Yeah, that's how it works. Everyone knows. You move
Move
the
the bones.
bones, the ghosts go with
The
it.
ghosts go with it. So that's how it worked in this as well. So I find the show interesting, but the part I have trouble with is that they decide to reuse the same actors for like 10 different roles.
Oh, okay.
So the only way you can tell is based on their hairstyle.
Oh, that's great.
And so
Wait, they killed long-haired Joey. Oh, luckily
Yeah.
short-haired Joey's here.
yeah, it's weird. They literally have killed people off, and another person that has the exact same face as them with a different hairstyle comes in the room and goes, "Hey, how's it going?" And and there's somebody else. It can be
Oh.
hard to follow.
That's great.
So that's my problem with the show. So I like a lot of the show, but a lot of the show is either confusing or weird.
They just like short on cast or what's going on?
I don't know. And sometimes it works for the show, but sometimes it almost feels like a reincarnation kind of thing when I first start watching it. But now it's a little weird, and now we can't stop watching it. I need to know how this thing, the crash finishes.
Okay, yep. You started watching the wreck and you need to stick with it. Okay.
Yeah, I need to see how it finishes. And I wouldn't say I don't recommend it. It's an interesting show, and they definitely have some seasons that are hit and some are complete misses.
Yeah.
This one is a mixed bag.
I'm not going to invest in it because, again, I'd only be able to watch it
Oh,
solo,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it'd be hard. But
Yeah.
even aside from that, it doesn't sound like the risk reward ratio is within my acceptable limits.
If I was going to be completely honest, I think they peaked in their first season.
Yeah,
I think you watched The Murder House and just said, done.
done.
I'd be
Yeah.
good with it.
It happens sometimes, though. you
Yeah.
know?
The first season was good because it was just pretty much people kept coming in the house and kept getting murdered. And they're like, I remember one scene goes, "You don't want to murder him." And they're like, "Why?" "Because he'll be here forever." And
Nice.
he murders him and goes, "See?"
Um,
So he's here forever, his spirit.
did
is
you
hilarious.
watch Heroes? Remember that show?
Oh, yeah. Save the Cheerleader, Save the World.
Yeah, like season 1 was
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal.
I've only seen season 1.
Oh, good. Never watch
Never
another
watched
episode.
another episode. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my advice. Seriously, never watch because
Yeah.
it's one of those. Everything else invalidates what you've seen, and season 1 was
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
and everything else sucked so terribly bad. They all became lumberjacks.
Yeah. They all go lumberjacks. Oh,
Yeah,
Dexter.
That's how it happened. Every one of them
Dexter.
became a lumberjack.
Skip the last season of Dexter. You'll thank us.
Seriously, God, you suck. Whoever you are,
Oh, such a great show,
whoever
too.
you are that wrote that,
God.
you suck. Okay, so
That's a good Halloween show to watch, though, Dexter. But
Dexter was great. I loved Dexter
Yeah.
right up until I hated it.
yeah.
So what are you playing? I'm actually playing.
Yeah.
Playing. When I am playing Need for Speed Heat, I'm still not done. But this may be. I don't want to speak too soon. But this may be the first game I ever platinum.
Wow.
I'm like so ridiculously close to it, and
Yeah.
I plan on playing anyway. So I may actually do that. But I bought a game. Big bucks. I think it was like $8.
Yeah.
The House on Haunted Hill, and it is a first-person kind of go into a mansion and steal something kind of thing. But it seems to have a bit of the Stanley Parable vibe to it. It's a
Oh,
horror game.
okay. I'd play that.
So I went in and I followed their directions because there's a dude in my earpiece giving me directions, and it didn't uh, it didn't really work out.
I didn't.
And so he just rewound it, like it literally rewound through everything I did,
Oh,
and then he started over again. Um, and it's interesting. It's an interesting game, so I'll continue playing that. I'll let you know what I think. I haven't played it enough to. I actually got um, kind of got through that first little section, and
yeah.
then it rewound, and I haven't really done anything since. So I'm telling you, played it for maybe 20 minutes. Um, but looking forward to it. I'm told it has some cheap jump scares in it, and I'm actually all for cheap jump scares, so it's I'm okay with it. And I don't know, there's something about being creeped out. It's fun to some
Yeah.
degree. So
Yeah, I think that's we with this episode's running long again, but I think that maybe save next week we can talk about all the horror video games we played.
absolutely, yeah,
That'd
without
be
a
a good
doubt.
topic, yeah, because there's a bunch of that I like as well.
See, I don't know if I know that many, but it'll be fun to talk about them.
Yeah.
And on that note, actually, I bought us both a game.
Oh yeah, what was that called?
I think it's. I'm gonna try. Uh, I think it's Phantasmophobia or something to that effect. Um, and basically, this is what I know about the game. I saw that it was becoming popular amongst people that play horror games, and I also saw co-op um, horror game. And I went online and I bought us both one, buddy,
Mm,
because that
nice.
co-op horror game, and I said I am all over it. Um, and Kevin's trying to find something
Yeah, I'm
on
trying
it,
to
so
find the
sorry
game.
he's distracting me,
No, it's
folks.
alright.
But
Ignore me.
it was as simple as that. That's all I needed.
I got nothing.
Multiplayer. We need a game anyway. Even though I know you just bought us a game too.
Yeah, Among
Um,
Us. Yeah, but
we Kevin and I, much like series, we usually have a game that we've kind of been playing.
yeah,
Lately, we really haven't. The show is more or less the game lately, but we need a game,
it's true.
so we're gonna have to
Yeah,
get into that.
there's a few games. Yeah, and when Baldur's Gate 3 comes out, I would love to play that multiplayer with you as well.
We still haven't even played one, or I haven't even played two because I've never made it through one.
Well, I beat him like 30 years ago, so
It's
we
fantastic.
can move
I'm
on.
telling you, we started playing one, and
Yeah,
we made our guys all awesome, and then we saw something shiny.
that's how it goes.
And this is how it goes sometimes. Uh, I finished Shameless. I am caught up to you on Shameless. It's it's okay. I mean, I'm committed at this point.
You haven't finished it was a season 10, right?
Yep. So we're caught up with you. Um,
I like the season.
it was good. I mean, I the kids are a bummer. It's like I said, everything. Do you see what I mean by before you even started? I said everything plays out the way it's meant to, or the way it has to.
Yeah,
And what I meant by that was like Debs. I used to love Debs
yeah.
because there was hope for Debs. But then Debs followed the path that that's not it, is it?
Phantasmal?
I don't think that's it.
That's not it.
Is that what I just bought?
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think it is.
It looks cool though. Is this
Um,
City of Darkness? No.
no, I don't think that's it. I think it's Phantasmophobia.
Oh, there you go. I found it. Oh my God, $13.
Oh, Phasmophobia. Okay, whatever. Um, yeah, no, I spent big bucks on you, buddy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, $13.
I think we spent $5 on you.
It was yeah, I've been saving up, 13 bucks. I got it for you, buddy. Um, so yeah, I know nothing about it other than I don't know. It'll be fun to play co-op, and maybe it'll scare the shit out of you.
Hmm.
And is everybody seeing this?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, we'll be running around, flashlights. That's fun. That's not to like. It's funny. I have seen. I do watch horror game playthroughs on occasion.
Yeah.
Because again, I like cheap scares. I'm not above it. And it's because I don't believe in any of this shit. I just don't, guys. I know you do. I just don't believe the dead have any domain over the living. Um, they had their chance.
Yeah. Their chance.
That's basically it. But I really do enjoy it. It's fun. But we are watching a show that if you have not seen it, you entirely should check it out. It is called Utopia. And have you heard of it? Because I have
No.
not.
No. It sounds like a wonderful place.
Well done. Well done. I'm impressed. Um, it's basically, how do you talk about it? There's this weird comic that's written, and people have this conspiracy theory that it predicted massive virus outbreaks.
Oh.
And
So it's 5G.
the
Okay.
problem is that the second one never came out. And the first one was called Dystopia. The second comic is Utopia.
Hmm.
And somehow, some way, without telling any of the story, Utopia comes to light. And now people are going nuts trying to get this comic because, again, people believe it foretells
Hmm.
of future plagues. And we're not done yet, but goddamn, it's one of those that it's a little bit campy. Like, I won't ruin anything, but somebody like loses an eye, and then there's not as much blood as it should be. It's not as painful as it should be. They just kind of go on with themselves. So you got to let a lot of shit slide.
Hmm.
But so far, it seems to be unique. I'm wondering how they're going to land their plane. I believe we only have 2 episodes left, though, of season 1, and that's all there is out thus far. So we may be
Hmm.
waiting.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
But it is fascinating, though, because this was shot pre-pandemic, and it's talking about a pandemic. So
Yeah.
hitting kind of close to home. Um, but it's kind of interesting. So I'll let you know how that story ends. But I
Okay.
can tell you already, you'd like it, even if it ends shittily, you'd still like it.
Probably.
It's got John Cusack in it too. It's not
Oh
like
yeah, I like him.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's funny. Michaels and I were talking about that, and I said, "Shit, I love Joan Cusack. I just love the Cusack
Yeah, the
family.
Cusack family. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just all right in my book." Um, So all right, well, I just realized, wow, we already have an hour and a half of show, and I do have some music to talk about. But you have anything? Been listening to anything? Got any music recommendations or anything for folks?
Music. Well, I took my own advice from last week, and I've been going through the Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars,
Nice.
David Bowie. So I do recommend that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been listening
I
to.
still haven't listened to it, but it's on my. Literally, I wrote it down again today because I wanted to do it. But I've got some spreadsheets I'm gonna have to work on soon, and I want to check out that live Fleetwood Mac concert you were talking
Oh yeah,
about.
yeah. I swear to God, because I was telling you that I was showing Charlize, and I'm like, man, I wonder what the comments say, because these guys are hating at each other. And the first comment goes, "It looks like mom and dad's fighting in the kitchen," and
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
great.
yeah, they were hating each other.
That's
It
awesome.
was weird to see live. I really liked it, but then she ruined my TV show like an hour
Yeah,
later.
you hexed yourself. Yeah, you
I
see, you
know,
invoked the name of Stevie Nicks, and
I
look what
know.
happened.
Jeez.
That's awesome. I don't want to say her name again because she'll show up here.
Yeah, 3 times,
Yep,
and yeah.
she's just gonna do like 1 or 2 lines.
Jeepers, creepers. Okay.
That's awesome.
Was it the
Okay,
Candyman used it 3 times, right?
so Candyman, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Candyman actually, that's a good one. Candyman's not on the list. I didn't hate it. I'll say
Oh,
that. And I hate horror movies because they
yeah.
typically suck. That dude was great. That dude
Yeah.
really acted well, I thought. And but again, it was kind of a bummer. I felt bad for the Candyman.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, he worked for Willy Wonka.
that's awesome. Um,
The Candyman can.
he sure can. Not for air, but remind me to tell you a story about that.
Oh, okay.
Um, boy, sorry fans, there are some things that even I won't bring up on the
Yeah, I
air,
know.
and I gotta say there are very few of them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I
But
do get yelled at periodically. Even now, even from Charlize said, "Oh, yeah, you said such and such on the show." I forget, but yeah.
oh, do you really?
Yeah, people. Yeah, apparently, family listens to this and said, "Yeah, that's not the way it went." I'm like, "Well, it's my show."
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of memory.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how
Yeah.
it's went. That's
I
how
was.
I remember it.
I was right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes.
Well, I mean, not to tease anybody, but when we first started hanging out outside of work,
Yeah.
I talked to your family and I heard the story of the one other thing,
Yeah.
and it was a story, all right.
Yeah. It was the truth.
Had nothing to do with what happened, but
No.
it was a story, all right.
It was the truth.
And
The way I saw it.
boy, were they delighted to hear the truth.
No, I spoke the truth.
They were delighted to hear how that really played out.
Yeah.
But anyway, so music. I'm gonna go with. There's just some that are just so freaking obvious, and I don't even know if I can talk about this band ever, but and this isn't who I'm talking about today, but like CCR.
Yeah.
How do you not know Credence? Seriously,
Yeah, I know.
Credence. Never had a #1 hit, but made a million good
Yeah.
songs. Go
Yeah.
listen to Credence, but they're
Yeah.
not who I'm talking about.
Have you ever
Um,
seen the rain?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Okay. But Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. They're
Yep.
kind of one of those. And I'm including Neil Young because
Yeah, Young.
Neil Young.
Yeah, Neil Young's awesome, but they must have hated him.
Oh, yeah. You don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Neil Young, amazing, super talented. But yeah, if you trust Crosby, Stills, or Nash? Yeah, I don't think he's the easiest dude to get along with.
Yeah.
And Mickles and I have played the game of out of that four, who's the most talented, and it's Stills all day long in my book, and they're all so ridiculously talented individually. Every one of them
Yeah.
is amazing, but Stills all day long.
Yeah. I've
But
seen them live, except for Young.
oh, have you really?
Yeah, yeah.
We wanted to. They actually did a CSNY. It was the what I called the Before One of Us Dies tour, and
It's awesome.
the tickets were something like $250 a piece, and I'm like, I want to pay that much money to see God one night only. I'm just no, fuck that. I'm not
Yeah.
doing it.
I have backed out of concerts whenever it sell ticket prices like
Yeah,
Billy Joel, Elton John. I'm like, yeah, the CD's fine.
we saw Billy Joel because somehow, some way, basically, long story short, free tickets,
Oh,
sold out show. We're
yeah.
like, okay. My uncle calls me one day. She's like, hey, you want to go see Billy Joel after work? I'm like, well, that'd be a fortune. This sold out show. She's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I got two free tickets. I'm like, yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
see Billy
Yeah,
Joel.
Billy Joel.
And you know what? Actually, that's a great one, Billy Joel.
Yeah.
How do you? I don't know if I can recommend Billy Joel in the sense that it's fucking Billy Joel. Go listen to Billy Joel.
Yeah.
He's come out. I don't care who you are. He's come out with so much phenomenal stuff.
He's a lyricist, like a poet, really. I mean, he
Yeah, yeah,
really
just
knew how to
singer,
put.
songwriter.
Yeah.
The good dude's amazing.
Yeah.
And so it goes. God damn, that one breaks my heart. But Down
Yeah.
East for Alexa.
Oh God.
I could just could go
Yeah.
on and
Yeah.
on. I mean, even Uptown Girl. You can go. Always a Woman. I mean, just Piano Man. I mean,
Yeah.
we could do a show on Billy Joel songs.
Yeah.
They're good.
Glass Houses is my
Like,
favorite album, though.
Seriously, go listen to Billy Joel, and that's what I mean by Credence. Like,
Yeah.
go listen to Credence. I can't even.
Yeah.
Want to know a song I recommend by Credence? Yes.
Yes.
Just go listen to Credence.
And like their versions are, like Heard of the
So good.
Grapevine.
It's the
Their version
version,
is
yeah.
really good. I mean, I really think they do good versions of those songs.
I've played it too much. Apparently, Mickles hates it, but God, I love it. It's so good.
Which one?
Heard it through the grapevine. The
Well,
Credence
because I like
version.
it because I swear he's saying I hoid it.
Heard. Yeah.
I hoid it through the great.
Oh,
I
it's
just
so
swear to God,
good.
he's saying
I just
hoid.
love the drums. They sound
Yeah.
so good. To me.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah.
So good.
Fortunate Son. Yeah, it's just great songs.
Oh yeah, looking at my back door. But that's what I mean. Like, it's hard for me to talk about.
And
some
I think
bands
the band
because
was only
they're
together
so
for like
good.
2 years. They got together, they said what they had to say, and got out.
That's amazing.
They were hardly ever together.
Never seen a Bayou when they wrote Born on a Bayou, which is fucking
yeah.
phenomenal. But again, I have trouble speaking about some bands. So because how do you? It's all good. It's all so good. Someday never comes.
Oh,
it's just
God, that tears you apart.
Yeah, it's so good.
Someday never comes.
Just yeah.
Oh, God, good stuff.
Oh, don't let the man get you and do what he done to me. But
I know, great.
so on that note, I'm going to forget half of what I should mention here. But Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Just go listen to the whole Deja Vu album.
Yeah.
And when you're done, just keep that. It's always a good album. It's just like that's possibly top 10 of all time albums.
Yeah.
Like that's how good Deja Vu is. But I thought I'd mention Ohio for two reasons. One, I love that song, and two, you're from Ohio.
I am.
Although
It's like a badge of honor.
I was going to say, I don't know if that's a flattering song for Ohio. I'm not exactly certain.
No. There's actually a couple Ohio songs that are, I think even Springsteen sung about Youngstown or something, or somebody sung about Youngstown.
No, interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't think Ohio is flattering.
No, it's a dump.
No, I meant the song. I don't
the
think
song?
it's flattering to the state.
Oh, I love Ohio.
The Woodstock, since we're going with locations, love that song. Helpless, Long Time Gone. My personal favorite is, I recognize the irony here, but by far, without a doubt, my favorite Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young song is and will always be Almost Cut My Hair. I fucking love it. It's a great song. The irony of it. It's a great song, though. And that's where the line, I feel like letting my freak flag fly comes from. And it's just so good.
That's awesome.
But, I mean, again, just so many hits. Love the One You're With, Southern Cross, Just a Song Before I Go. They do a ballad in their one of their later albums, Never Leave Me Alone. It's a fucking bummer. It is phenomenal, though. If you're unfamiliar with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, you could just get a greatest hits, but honestly, just buy the Deja Vu album and be done with it.
Yeah, that's why I find that the days of the albums have seemed to have died off because of all the digital age.
Yeah.
And just for example, like that Ziggy Stardust album that I recommended, and I'm sure those albums are the same, is like you're going to hear a song that you've heard before.
Absolutely.
But in between that, you're going to say, oh, this is a good song
Yeah.
too. It's kind of that thing. It's
Yeah.
like you don't realize there's other good songs you just weren't radio hits.
Yeah, and certain albums have a vibe to them. They're
Yeah.
meant to flow
Oh,
from one song to the other.
yeah.
So, it's, typically we do include songs for that reason, but likewise, so that's why certain albums, like, last week we mentioned Seventh
Yeah.
Son of a Seventh Son,
Yeah.
there's a vibe to that entire album.
Yeah.
It's a journey. So there's benefits to listening to certain albums together. Other times
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter.
Right. Right.
Um, so some other bands mentioned. Um, Kings of Leon. I don't
Oh.
know what I'd even categorize them as.
Oh, that's a tough
They're
one.
rock. They
Yeah.
kind of make me think of Dire Straits, even though they don't sound like Dire Straits at
Yeah.
all. I don't know why they do, but
He has a great voice.
I love this band. Really
Yeah.
talented band. Named some songs of theirs. Ragu, I love. It's Ragoo. King of the Rodeo, definitely
Yeah.
love that song.
Yeah.
Use Somebody, I Want You is another song. They're just they got a distinct sound to them and definitely talented.
Yeah. They definitely. Yeah. The singer sings. He doesn't. He's not faking it. He's singing well.
Oh yeah, there's no
Yeah.
talent. There's no
Yeah.
doubt there's talent there.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely don't know how to categorize that band, but Kings of Leon definitely worth checking out. Or Leon.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I
Aren't they the ones that sing "Sex on Fire"?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
Sex on Fire. Yep.
Yep.
It's funny. I didn't include that because it was such a massive
It's
hit,
too
but
big of a hit.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. It's they do. Yep.
Yep.
Um, have we ever talked about Mumford and Sons? I don't know if we have.
Well, not on the show, but you and I have
Well, yeah,
spoke about
sure.
it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
definitely.
yeah. Oh yeah. We can go on and listen to that one.
Well, it's folk, so I
Yeah.
love it. They are Irish folk, so they get a little jiggy for me sometimes, but for the most part, I love them. The Cave, so fucking
That's one of
good.
their first hits. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
saw. I think there's a YouTube video of them playing like that the Cave song to a crowd that had no idea who they were yet.
that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
stuff like that. White Blank Page, that was a hit. Little Lion Man, also a hit. I mean,
Yeah.
they make some good stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Hitmakers.
Awake My Soul,
Yeah.
freaking love. The Cave, though, specifically, man,
Yeah.
right at the end, it's like French horn kicks in, and it's a climactic moment. And the French horn is just an amazing instrument to me. It is something not to be abused. You
Yeah.
use it very lightly, but when you do, it blows my mind. It's just
Yeah.
it's so good. Handel's Messiah. We'll be talking Christmas in a little bit, and I'll be listening to that, of course, because I do every
Yeah.
year. I might, if I guessing this year we won't be going to see Handel's Messiah because that's
Yeah.
not going to be a thing. But
Yeah.
that's another example, and I'll bring it up again of where a little bit of French horn goes a long
Mm.
way. But definitely check that out in Mumford and Son, and again, it's folk, but definitely like it. Um, all right, and only two more things to mention actually. So if you're pissed, I want emo this time actually. So if you're pissed and you're a teenager, it's probably great.
Yeah.
Um, and that would be a band called Taking Back Sunday. Specifically, their first album. I really like that first album. That had "You're So Last Summer" was the song. That's right. To give you an idea of the kind
Yeah.
of age group we're talking about.
Yeah.
Timberwolves in New Jersey, I particularly liked, and my personal favorite, without a doubt, was "Cute Without the E." In parentheses, the song's called "Cut from the Team,"
Oh.
and it's about a breakup. So it's a team of two, and he was cut from the team.
That's
And
rough.
he's pissed and he's emo about it, and I definitely dig it. Um, so there's that. The other thing I wanted to mention was, and they're probably gonna piss somebody off, but I'm calling them a one-hit wonder.
Yep.
I only know this one song by them, and I swear to God, I love this song. It is truly a great song. The lyrics are absolutely phenomenal. But it's a band called Neutral Milk Hotel,
Mm.
and the song is called "In the Aeroplane Over the Sea," and it is literally spelled out aeroplane over the sea.
Mm.
But it's great. It's basically talking about what a miraculous wonder it is to be alive and how grateful we should all be for the opportunity.
Oh.
Um,
It's the opposite of emo.
yeah, actually, you're right. Yeah, it's kind of the other, instead of whining and bitching about it, yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically like, um, you know, it, the last line is, "Can't believe how strange it is to be anything at all."
Mm.
And that's kind of what it is. Like, it's just, what an experience. Wow.
Yeah.
And it's, unfortunately, we all get so mired down in our own microcosm of this being important and that being important. We've
Yeah.
all long since lost sight of freaking tangential, but life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone. As John Cougar Mellencamp told
Yeah.
us, it's true. It's life lost its luster a long time ago for us, but I mean, what a fucking miracle! How
Yeah.
lucky we to be a part of it,
Yeah. True.
So little perspective there, but definitely, if you listen to the lyrics of "In the Airplane Over the Sea," hopefully that'll just give you a reminder of that perspective. That you know, um, honestly, if you're in a position to where you can listen to this show, I'll say it this way: it could be worse. So that being
Yeah.
said, that's all I got for today. You
Okay.
got anything?
Since you were talking to emo, I just wanted to give a shout out. This is probably too easy of a shout out to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. If you want to go with some emo.
Okay.
So that was my emo tune for a while.
Oh, nice.
There's a bunch of My Chemical Romance songs that I liked.
I was gonna say I've got more emo than I'd like to admit under
Yeah.
my belt.
Yeah.
It happens. But yeah, and with that being said too, I would actually, as always, just like to give a shout out to everyone that's given us a thumbs up, a like.
Yeah.
Love all the participation, and can't thank you enough. This has been an amazing journey,
Yeah.
and continues to be. And if this was your first time with us, thank you, and
Yeah.
welcome to the family.
Yeah. Oh, another shout out to Bill because he sent us another message about how he agrees with our Iron Maiden, Metallica,
Oh, nice.
references
Oh,
from
I,
last
I missed
episode.
that, Bill. Okay, I'm sorry, but thank you. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
definitely catch up on that. And yeah, good stuff. So you
So,
seem like you have something else.
did we talk about links or anything before we shut out, or
Oh, we haven't yet? I'm sorry. I did not
we
do a contact
we
us. Are you
totally
kidding me? The tutors are just like, this is great and
how
all, but how the fuck do
yeah
I call it?
how
I'd love to write these
how
folks. So
yes
I'm sorry, Kevin. If I am listening at this point and I'm like, oh my God, this would be so much better if I can interact with these
if
two.
only
How would I do it, buddy?
how you do it easily. Just go to tootcast.net and you can see, our viewers can see that there's links at the top. There's links all over the place, but basically our email is toot@tootcast.net. We do have a link to our YouTube page. You can come check that out, see our videos, because we now put these videos, there's our faces.
That's right.
Our videos are now being posted up there as well, so please like and subscribe those.
Yeah, the thumbnail of my face on the second one, I was like, oh, that's adorable, but what else?
Yeah, but what else? Yeah. I can't wait to see what the thumbnail is from tonight's episode.
I'm over it. I'll say it that way, but
Yeah, so liking us and subscribing to us and listening to our episodes has really helped our channel grow.
yes,
And we definitely want to hear people, tell us what they think, what they want to hear.
absolutely.
And join in.
Yeah, we can't thank you all enough, seriously. And again, if you have the means and you care to, we'd love, love any Patreon support. It's
Yes.
just going to the show, quite frankly. So
Yeah, this is a non-profit currently.
that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually haven't. I've been too damn busy to follow up on the LLC, so we'll get to that, but it won't be this week.
Yeah, we still need to see if we get any more entries as well.
That's true. Yeah, we're still running that. Call it a contest, if you will. Boy, I'll tell you where the bar's at, though, because we've had some suggestions. But let's face it. And can we do a poll on our website? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
We're not ready yet, anyway. But
No, but we can. Yeah, I could probably set up a poll somehow.
we could
somehow,
do votes of some
way.
kind. But the short of it is, right now, I think the clear front runner is Tutankhamun.
Oh boy, where's my gauntlet? It's
Yeah,
been thrown down.
It kind of has been, and props to Haley because I have to admit, I'm not kidding. I don't mean to be rude, but I was like, this is going to suck. And then I hear that, I'm like, God damn, that's wit. That is pure wit.
Yes.
And, Tamon, you made some great entries. You really did, but damn. That's too common, man.
That's the one to beat right now, I think.
Freaking witty.
Yes. And she'll get her magnet out of it. That's all she wants. That's her reward.
She wants a toot magnet?
A toot magnet, yeah.
Boy, it's fairly reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, we're slowly treading all of these trails, the merch being one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, are you going to show? Do we have it within reach?
Yeah, we do.
Kevin's experimenting, and this, talking about sign of the times, this is a face mask, if that's unclear.
Yeah.
People are like, why are Kevin showing his
Yeah,
underwear?
it's like, I know. If you from this angle, like, what are you showing me? Yeah, no, wow, that's just wrong. But yes, it's hard to see in the camera, but that does say toot, the one other thing on the sides of this mask. And it's a very well-made mask.
It
if you
is.
ask me.
It felt very comfortable,
I think it'd be easily washable. Yeah, it's hard to see probably on the camera the one other thing written underneath there, but yeah, it looked pretty good and up close. I think they did a pretty good job.
It's freaking awesome. But again, we're just getting started on this trail.
Yep,
So, when we get to
yep,
the magnet stage, though, Haley, you know
yep.
what? Guaranteed, absolutely,
Oh,
positively, you are getting a magnet.
you're gonna get a tootin' magnet. Yes.
Yeah, I suspect you're going to get a shirt before then because God knows when we're going to hit the stage where a magnet is a thing, but who knows?
What the hell? We might as well make cup holders and coasters and all that stuff
Are
too.
we going to become
We should
like
have mugs.
I was going to say, we're going to become like that store in Myrtle Beach now?
Yeah.
When do we get the hermit crabs?
Yeah, that's
Like,
all. Those are awesome. Can you imagine a toot on the hermit crab shell? That'd just
I
be
always
awesome.
picture somewhere
Yeah.
there's a warehouse where you can effectively travel the world by walking the aisles, meaning like, because let's face it, that mug with the ocean wave and the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina,
Yeah.
it's also the same mug that says Palm Springs, Florida, and it
Yeah.
says
Yes.
every place. So I always think there's some
Mm.
warehouse where if you just walk down the aisles, it's
Yeah.
just all the
All
shit
everything.
from everywhere. And that's actually, have you ever been to south of the border?
Oh, Tacky Town. Oh yeah. You
Tacky
can see.
Town.
Yeah.
It's an East Coast thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when you're going south, was it 95?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going south, and you could see for like 400 miles in each
Yeah.
direction.
Billboards.
We stopped. I got pictures. I gotta show you something. We're just like, we have to stop here.
I've been there.
This is the silliest place ever.
I've been there. Seriously, I've been there at least 6 times in my life.
Why would you even buy anything there? It's just funny to just go look at it more than anything. It's just tacky town.
We still quote the billboards. Like
Yeah.
in the DeLuca household, we've been known to say you're always a wiener at Pedro's, and it's because of a billboard that has like it's the full billboard is
Yeah.
you're always a wiener at Pedro's.
Yeah.
You never sausage a place. And it's
Sausage.
just got and it's got a hot dog on there, and they call it south of the border Pedro's apparently, or that's the restaurant. I don't know.
Jeez.
But
They have buildings that are sombreros.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a whole little village of tacky stores and restaurants.
And I brought Nick and her family
yeah.
there because they'd never been, and they're like, "What is it?" And I'm like, "I don't know how to describe it." And
Yeah.
they're like, "Well, try." And I said, "Imagine taking all the shit in the world no one wants,
Yeah.
putting it in one place for sale."
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Giant Euro. So I picture it's kind of more like Disneyland, but without all the fun stuff.
That's awesome.
No fun stuff.
Yeah, it's just tchotchkes and crap and fireworks.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
basically it.
And you have to stop if you're driving, taking it. I drove to Florida one year to go to Harry Potter World. That's a thing, and yeah, we stopped there.
I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah. Look, adult dreams. All right.
If you wake up in the middle of the night though, and you realize you need a package of jumping beans and one of those switchblade combs,
Yeah.
you could do a lot worse than south of the border. I mean, that's probably where you need to land.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need
Actually-
3 jumping beans, a switchblade comb, and a whoopee cushion. Where can I go?
I own a switchblade comb.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I did. I was a kid.
I got one just a few years ago, but yeah.
Just a few years ago. That's awesome. See, I don't really need the comb. That's the thing.
I use it in my beard.
Yeah.
I go like this.
Yeah. I have no hair. I
Yeah.
have
I'm fuzzy.
headphones on right now. But,
Actually, this beard is not normal. I just
I suppose I could do that for the camera. Oh, look at that, folks. I got no.
da 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 da. Oh,
Oh, see, that's
oh no! See, you're messing with the
That's hard.
speaker now. See?
Now, yeah, exactly. Now I miss.
Yeah.
But so I don't have to worry about the comb. It doesn't,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
doesn't work.
I just go with the beard.
But that's awesome. Well, again, Bill, thank you. And to
Yes.
all our fans out there, thank you very much. And I think we are done for today. And Kevin, man,
Okay.
always a pleasure.
Always, sir.
So with that,
This is
Oh.
Kevin, or this is Sean, or
I don't know how it works. I thought you played
Oh.
the music, but
Oh,
this
yeah.
is Sean.
this is Kevin.
Yeah, that's the one other thing.
Good night.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, now we got to stare. I'm still talking.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The show will never end.
It's never end.
I'll just keep talking
Just
forever.
keep